and what a huge play. But again, Coach K talked about the fact that the defensive line for Friends, very big, very strong up front, and have put some pressure on Kagi here early on. Hasn't felt comfortable stepping into a throw. That time the pocket collapsed right on top of him and probably should have taken the sack instead of trying to throw it. We've seen him hold on to the ball a little bit longer than he probably should have so far here early on.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Ball is at the 15 of the Falcons. 2 receivers here to the near side, including Trevor Neelums. 2 to the far side. Whitaker will hand it off. Bouncing around and jumping around is the running back, Diaz. He's not going to get anything except a loss of a yard back to the 14.
Jacob Garcia again in on the tackle for the Braves. And it does go for a loss of 1. Right now, Bob, total yards in favor of the Braves, 55-2.
So it'll be 3rd and 7. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Whitaker. He'll be in shotgun. And back to the left of him is Diaz. Whitaker looking for the play. 10 on the play clock, trying to make a last-second change. Now 5 on the play clock. 3 on the play clock. Whitaker gets the snap. Faces pressure, slings it out far side. It'll be caught. 1st down yardage by the Falcons, and a great job by the wide receiver on the far side, Casey, to realize where the sticks were, break off, and find some opening room for a 1st down. That was Crandall.
You have Fenderson defending one of the receivers there for the Falcons, and that's just a mismatch every time you put it together. And Braves were unable to get any pressure with the blitz from the inside linebacker, Colby Johnson, and Friends has their first down of the day.
So a gain of 12 to the 26. 1st and 10. Falcons look to nope, they'll fake the handoff. And Whitaker wants to throw it. Looks like that went to the tight end, Evans, who dropped it. Braves read that nicely. It'll be incomplete.
Jarrell Taylor putting pressure again on Evans, who has not gotten off to a great start so far, but they will continue to go back to him. He's just too big and has made too many big catches for them this season to not continue to throw his way.
8:13 to play 1st quarter. 3-0 Ottawa. Twins to both sides of the field. Whitaker will have Diaz to the right of him. Now in motion is Crandall from far to the near side. 2nd and 10. It'll be slung out, caught here on the near side at the 30. And his knee will touch the ground. That was Blair Perry here on the near side. It'll be a gain up to the 31 for a gain of 6.
And a big break there for Ottawa as it was a blown coverage, and Blair would have had plenty of room to pick up the 1st down as they just kind of ran a little bit of a rub route. And Ottawa a little confused on whether they were in man or zone. One of the cornerbacks for Ottawa followed the receiver from the inside, and Blair Perry was wide open coming back to the inside. Luckily, he's lost his footing and only picks up 5.
Gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 31 of the Falcons. Whitaker slings it out quickly. Caught by Crandall. And the catch will be made at the 36.
And they're going to give it to him.
So he picks up 5. So they open up with 2 straight runs to the Falcons on this drive, and now they've thrown it 4 straight times. Maybe see here a run coming up, Casey.
Well, and Diaz has the ability to break off big runs. He averages only 42 yards a game, was the leading rusher on this team a year ago, leading rusher this year, but has the ability to turn a short gain into a big one if you aren't able to wrap up.
1st and 10 from the 36. Again, they'll fake the run. It'll be caught here on the near side. A little screen pass. Across the 40, the 45, and out of bounds at the 47 goes Glenn Wisby.
Yeah, the senior goes 6'2", 185 out of Noonan, Georgia.
So the gain up to the 48.
Friends putting together an impressive drive here as they were able to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, working their way towards midfield.
Gain of 12.
And more importantly, giving their defense a little bit of a breather.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 48 of the Falcons. Whitaker pitches it far side, looking for Diaz. Diaz will lower his shoulder, gets into Braves territory, and he'll be brought down at the Braves 47.
Right now, Ottawa really struggling to even get lined up on that play. The defensive line really confused, wasn't even in a stance yet when that pitch play happened. Isaiah Veal makes the tackle, but Diaz was able to get downhill, put his shoulders square, and pick up 5.
So it'll be second down and short from the 46 of Ottawa. Two receivers near side, one to the far side. Low snap will be handled and picked up, given to Diaz. Diaz will bowl through to the 42, and I believe he's going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah, that big Friends offensive line starting to lean on this defensive line for the Braves. And what's going to happen now is defensive coordinator Thomas Pearson is going to have to start committing more players to the run game, because Friends will gladly hand it off to Diaz all afternoon if they're going to pick up 5 and 6 yards.
First and 10 for the Falcons from the 42. Ball at the far hash. Whitaker backs behind him and to the right of him. Now Whitaker looks play action, has time, has a man wide open. It'll be incomplete. Good job there by the Braves defense to recover. The intended receiver was Nagy.
Yeah, Nagy should have made that catch. Again, Ottawa getting caught on the play action, is having his eyes caught in the backfield was Trey Wheeler, and that's a touchdown. Great throw by Whitaker. Unfortunately, the receiver can't haul it in. Right now, Ottawa's defense really on their heels.
So the Braves have got to figure something out here. They've had chances to get off the field. It's second and long. As we'll see two more split out to the near side, one to the far side. Whitaker in shotgun. Diaz to the left of him. A quick strike over to the far side. Dragging the defender with him was Nagy. He'll have the first down up to the 31 of Ottawa.
This is one of the major concerns for Coach K coming into this one, is the size of the receivers. What I really like about Whitaker, though, and the way he throws, is he squares his shoulders up to his target every time. He's very deliberate with that, but when you're making quick throws, defense really doesn't have a whole lot of time to react, and when you have big receivers, a 5-yard gain easily turns into 10.
Gain of 12 there, first and 10 from the 31. They'll hand it off to Diaz, who's going to bounce it out to the far side. There was a hold. No flag given on that one, and that'll be a gain up near the 27 for a gain of 4.
Ottawa still staying with a 3-man front. Haven't seen Colby Johnson get involved in the run game so far from his linebacker position. The way we have for most of this season, him and Kendall Miller in the middle have got to find a way to get involved and try and shuck the blocks there from the Friends offensive line.
13th play of the drive coming up. 5:13 to play first quarter. 3-0 Ottawa. Twins to the near side, single to the far side. Hand off to Diaz, and he'll squirt his way through to the 26 of Ottawa. That'll be a gain of 5.
Have Veal in on that tackle along with Jacob Garcia to limit the short gain, but this Friends offense is much more dangerous when they're in 3rd and 4. And they have no problem running hitches all over the field with so much size from their wide receiving core.
So 3rd and 4 from the 26. Whitaker in shotgun. Slings it out. Wanted Diaz, the running back, but it was low, and it will be incomplete.
Yeah, and Whitaker, if he would have looked to his second progression here on the near side, Braves had blown a coverage, and wide open running down the middle of the field was Blair Perry standing in the back of the end zone. I think, Bob, they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
It is 4th and 5. You got to wonder if maybe they don't have confidence in their kicker to make it from this distance. It's just a 3-0 lead for Ottawa.
With a true freshman kicker, probably not the time to toss him out there.
Perry to the near side, 2 receivers far side. Whitaker. There's another hold, but Whitaker's going to be brought down. He gets rid of the ball in time. It'll be incomplete, and the Braves will take over after the Falcons with the turnover on downs.
Ottawa's asking for intentional grounding, and I don't blame him. That would actually put the ball, Bob, at around the 41-yard line, which is where Whitaker got taken down. And I don't see a flag, so Ottawa will start with it at their own 26.
Well, now this offense is going to have to take some time off this clock to allow the defense to rest. Falcons took over with 9:54 to go, and almost 5.5 minutes off the clock with that drive. Braves will come out 1st and 10 at their own 26. Twin receivers to both sides of the field. Reeder is the tailback behind Kagi. Iggy takes the snap, handoff Reeder. Reeder makes a man miss. He bounces up near the 30, and that'll be a gain of 4 on 1st down.
And Reeder right now just really trying to dance in the backfield, having issues getting north and south. And that time, again, able to dance his way for 4.
2nd and 3 from the 30 of Ottawa, 4 minutes to go. It's going to be Teal and Hards to the near side, Foose and Dillard to the far side. Reeder the tailback behind Kagi and shotgun. Ball between the hashes at the 30. Handoff again, Reeder. He finds room, gets across the 35, the 40. He's in open room. 45, 40, and he's at the 35 of the Falcons, where he'll be forced out of bounds at the 30, and a big run there of 40 yards.
And that time, the pulling guard from the right side, able to lead the way, and for the Braves, that would be Grayson Work Fields, who was able to open up a little bit of a seam for James Reeder, and that's usually all he needs.
So Reeder with a big run there makes it 1st and 10 from the Falcons 30, and a timeout called for by Friends. They've already used 2 timeouts here in this first period. We'll take this one with them. 3:28 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Ottawa. You're listening to Braves football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families, like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Welcome back to Braves Field. Bob Johnson, Casey Weeder, the finest color commentator in the land. Want to let everybody... Hey, no problem.
Appreciate it.
If you are listening or you were listening to the stream, or if you know people who are having trouble, reach out to them. You need to go to the KOFO Facebook page. There's a new link there. There were some issues with the stream. They've seemed to rectify those. So KOFO's Facebook page to find the new link. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30 of the Falcons for Ottawa. Reeder with a nice run up to the 25, still on his feet past the 20. Ball came loose, and we'll see. I think then the Falcons have it. And this has been an issue with Reeder. He's had 2 big fumbles this year, and the one that cost him in the Avila game. And here the Braves had some momentum, and now this defense has got to come out and make some big plays.
And Reeder just continuing to try and churn for extra yards at the end of that play. And instead of going down, 2 or 3 Friends defenders held him up and ripped the ball away from him. And 2 turnovers already for the Braves offense. 2 wasted opportunities deep in Friends territory. And for a Friends team that, when you let them hang into the game, is so dangerous, these turnovers continue to allow them to think they have a chance this afternoon.
So 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 18. 3:19 to play first quarter. The Braves in front 3-0. Whitaker will fake the handoff, wants to throw over the middle. It's going to be caught at the 29 and brought down at the 34. Goes the wide receiver here on the near side, Nagy.
Sanchez with the tackle there for the Braves. But again, Nagy's being is finding plenty of space right now, and Whitaker just making 2 and not even really having to get to a 3-step drop. 1 and 2-step drops is all he needs right now to find open receivers. Braves sitting in a little bit of a zone because of the issue with going man-to-man coverage here, just with the sheer size from these receivers.
Whitaker will hand it off to Diaz. Diaz will lower his shoulder and go right into the pile, right up the middle. So he'll pass the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 2.
Isaiah Veal played that perfectly as Whitaker was looking at him for the read on that play, and Veal didn't dive with the running back, which would have given Whitaker the green light to keep it himself. Instead, he stayed put and forced the handoff to Diaz, and then Veal makes the tackle for the short gain.
2nd and 8 from the 36 of the Falcons. Ball at the near hash. Whitaker will have 2 backs to the left of him. One of those, Diaz, will now move to the right. 2 to the far side for receivers, 1 to the near side. Maybe a broken play, and he's going to get picked off. Oh, it went right through the hands of the defensive back as Whitaker just threw the ball straight at a Braves player. No one near there for a Friends on the far side of the field. Wow.
And that's going to be Rodney Latham, Bob, who drops that one, and he's going to think about that one for a little bit because I think he saw 6 points on the scoreboard, but another missed opportunity for Ottawa to make a big play. And Jarrell Taylor's the reason that Whitaker had to get rid of that football, is he was right in his face. And Coach K talked about when you can get pressure on Whitaker, he'll put it up for grabs. And unfortunately, the Braves couldn't force a turnover of their own.
3rd and 8 from the 36 of the Falcons. Shotgun Whitaker, 3 receivers far side. Diaz splits out. Pass is going to go right through the hands of the wide receiver for the Falcons. He had to go back for it a little bit. That was Michael Littleton, but that'll be an incompletion. It'll bring up 4th down.
Littleton, who goes 6'3", 210, freshman from Derby, Kansas. And right now, Brendan Whitaker, he's got to be frustrated with his receivers, Bob. He's put it on the money 3 or 4 times. For 3 or 4 would have been big plays, one of which would have gone for a touchdown on the last drive. His receivers just aren't able to haul it in, and when you have the wind at your back, it makes it a little bit tougher for your receivers to make that catch. But those are ones that you've got to make.
At the same time, though, that football's a little more slick here today with the cold conditions. It's a little bit harder, too. As the punt is away, Foose takes it at the Braves 25, and that's where he's going to be wrapped up. And that's where Ottawa will take over after the punt.
Great punt there by the freshman Nick Navarro, as you got a nice spiral on it. When you have the wind at your back and you're able to get a spiral, you really give that returner no chance to make a play. And Foose did everything he could to field it, but was dropped right at the 25. And right now, if you're Friends, you really have to feel lucky to be in this game. Ottawa's been inside the 33 times, has only come away with 3 points.
2 turnovers by Ottawa. An interception by Kagi, a fumble by Reeder. Kagi will be in shotgun. Reeder will be to his right. 2 receivers, 1 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Now Foose will split out to the far side. 1st and 10 from the Braves 25. 6 on the play clock. 4 on the play clock. 3, 2, 1. Kagi gets it in time. Lofts it once. Dillard, but a great job by the defensive backs back there. Double covered was Dillard, and that was Javon Davis who knocked it away.
Yeah, and Deshaun McKinnon was over the top with that help from the safety position. Not sure what Kagi saw on that one. I don't know if he thought there was a blitz coming from that near side where he had to get rid of it early, but he had 2 routes here on the near side where he had Dylan Foose and Kyle Teal in single coverage.
Kagi in shotgun. Now they're going to run the option near side. A shovel pass. It's going to be caught by the tight end, Wheeler. He'll move up and grab a couple to the 27.
No room there for Wheeler. The defensive line slow played it. Didn't get a whole lot of penetration because they saw the option being run to the far side. Backside defensive end was waiting for Wheeler and plants him into the turf.
And a 25 to go first quarter, 3-0 Ottawa. So nobody in the backfield for Kagi. They'll split out 3 to the near side and 2 to the far side. 3rd and 8 from the 27. Ball between the hashes on the Ottawa University side of the field. Kagi now changing plays with 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. Now 5. Kagi takes the snap, has time, over the middle, caught. Oh, it's dropped by Teal. He had it in his hands. And now the Braves will have to punt.
And just some mental mistakes here from Ottawa early on. Fans also need to realize that the Braves had their bye week last week, so kind of playing their way into this one. A little unique to have your bye week 1 week before the end of your season. But right now, Ottawa has really just come out slow.
Well, and this was a fear by all the members of the coaching staff. This week's practice, a little footloose and fancy-free is, I guess, a way you could put it. As the punt's away, it won't even get past the midfield stripe as the Falcons will take over at the Braves 47 with 50 seconds left to go here in the first period.
Well, and for Friends and head coach Dion Minley, what a smart play early on to use those timeouts. You know you've got to have the wind for as long as possible, and really that has saved them at least a minute by using those 2 timeouts. We've seen Coach K do the same thing, but when you're here in the Midwest, you have to be prepared to use those timeouts early on to save at least give yourself a chance to play with the wind for as long as possible. And now Friends gets great field position here inside Braves territory.
So they'll start at the Braves 49 with 50 seconds left to go in the period. We'll have 2 receivers. Crandall, one of those to the far side, one to the near side. Now the tight end in motion from near to the far side. Whitaker shotgun. Diaz to the right of him. They'll hand it off to Diaz. Diaz gets away from initial contact, but he gets tripped up, and he'll pick up a couple to the 47.
And Jarrell Taylor there along with Colby Johnson and Jacob Garcia to force the short gain from Diaz. And it looks like Whitaker, Bob, has a lot of freedom to make some changes at the line of scrimmage. He really checked out of that last play to run it. As you could tell, he was talking to Diaz back there in the backfield and didn't go for many.
Perry, along with a second wide receiver to the near side, one to the far side. Whitaker shotgun, Diaz in the backfield. Whitaker faces pressure. He has a man wide open and just overshoots him. As the Braves got caught looking into the backfield, the intended receiver was Wisby.
Yeah, Braves almost get caught there as they tried to bring the blitz from the backside, put pressure on Whitaker, but what a throw again from Whitaker. And his receiver looked to take a weird route on that one, Bob. Cut it inside on the hash a little early. If he runs that one to the goalpost, he's still running all the way into Brown Hall.
So now another 3rd and long situation, Casey. And what can you say here?
You would almost rather it be 3rd and 2 with this defense right now than 3rd and 7.
Crandall in motion near to the far side. That's 3 receivers now to the far side, 1 to the near side. There's a hole again, nothing. Pass is thrown by Whitaker looking here to the near side for Nagy. And it'll be incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, we've given Whitaker a lot of credit for some good throws here early on. That one he's going to want back as he threw it behind Nagy. And Friends unable to take advantage of the great field position here with 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. And I'm sure they told Whitaker to get rid of that one a little early, Bob, just in case it's an incomplete, as your punter is now going to be able to pin Ottawa deep.
Well, my question is I've always been told that if you have an arm across an offensive lineman and you've got a hold of something there, that is going to be a hold. We've seen several times here today where nothing is cut and where that has not been called. And that's going to be a little end-over-end pooch punt. That's going to roll to the 15, now down to the 10 and to the 9. So the Braves will start at their own 9 when we get ready to start the second period of play. As the first one comes to an end. The Braves in front, 3-0, and we will take a 60-second break. You're listening to Braves Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Chad Bruner, Director of the Ottawa Recreation Commission.
The Ottawa Recreation Commission would like to thank all of our volunteers for their service in helping with the ORC. These individuals play an important role in everything we do here. From all the ORC staff and board members, thank you.
What does it mean that CarStar Ottawa has attained iCar Gold Class certification? It means we're qualified for repairs with the latest technology, which means you're safe when you get back on the road. Safety matters at CarStar Ottawa. Call 242-8916. CarStar, relax. We'll take it from here.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
So the Braves will start at their own 9. Kage's going to take it himself and bring it out here to the near side. Looked like maybe a designed run. He's going to pick up a couple as we're just underway here in the second quarter. It's going to be a gain of about 3 to the 12. And that'll make it 2nd down and 7.
We're going to make sure we keep everyone updated on the KCAC semifinals for volleyball as well. Your Ottawa University Lady Braves taking on the Friends Lady Falcons from Hutchinson. So we'll keep you updated on that.
Kage rolls out far side, throws a bomb. It's almost picked off. He threw that 50 yards, and he was looking for either Dillard or Foose. The defensive back for the Falcons dove for it, and this ground is going to be super hard today, Casey. He may have knocked the wind out of himself here.
Yeah, he did. He was falling backwards, tried to get his hands up to make the interception, and might have, didn't see if the head whipped back a little bit on him on that play, but still down on the turf around the Friends 35-yard line.
Looks like he's setting up, getting up now, but he may need a little bit of help there. And That's going to be Deshaun McKinnon, the 190-pound senior from Mansfield, Texas, who went for that interception and unfortunately took a bump off the field, and now it'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 7 for Ottawa.
Yeah, right now, Kagi 6 of 12 for 57 yards and an interception. Darian Dillard with 4 catches for 48 yards. Only Foose and Wheeler have catches for the Braves. Like to see Kyle Teal get involved in this offense and add another threat from that receiver position.
So Kagi in shotgun. You'll have a back to the right of him. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. 3rd and 7 from the 12. Nice little out route caught by Dillard here on the near side at the 24, or actually the 24 of Ottawa.
3 Friends Falcons in on the coverage that time, and still Dillard finds room. Nice job by Kagi to look off 2 of those defenders, though, as he looked to the far side first, then came back to the safety valve, and Dillard Braves pick up a big first down to get out of that shadow of the end zone.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Ottawa Braves at their 24. 1 back behind Kagi. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. That's going to be Chambers who has it. Finds a hole. Moves up just about a gain of 2 as he crossed the 25 to the 26.
And maybe some confusion there as Kagi turned 180 degrees to hand that football off. Not sure if it was him or Chambers that went the wrong way on the play, but just kind of got off to a bad start from the beginning, and the Chambers really had some room. Unfortunately, he ran into his quarterback.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 now from the 26. Ball will be between the hashes. Reeder is now to the right of Kagi. 3 receivers here to the near side. Kagi in trouble. Rolls out to the far side. He's going to get rid of it. It's going to be picked off at the Falcon 42. And not sure who the defensive back was, but he was step for step with Foose. And another turnover. That's the 3rd of the day.
Yeah, Kagi saw Foose late. He was open running down the middle of the field, but throwing back across your body and taking a shot to the ribs and just short-armed it, and the defensive back undercut the throw, and that's the 3rd turnover for the Braves.
So it'll be the 42 of Falcons where they will take over their own 42. 13:06 to play in the half. Still just 3-0 Ottawa. As we'll see 2 receivers split out here to the near side. That includes Nellums. Whitaker with 2 backs behind him. 1 receiver to the far side. Whitaker now facing some trouble. He gets hit. He gets away. He'll get across up the 45 into the 46 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, Veal had a shot at him from this left defensive end position, but nice job by Whitaker to step up, saw the pressure coming, broke the first tackle, and I know he's not the most mobile quarterback in this conference, but does enough to pick up 5.
So it'll be 2nd down from the 46 of the Falcons. Single receiver to the far side, to the near side. Diaz now to the left of Whitaker. He'll hand it off to Diaz, and he'll plow forward for 2 to the 48.
Yeah, first time this afternoon we'll get to say Josiah Wilson's name, Bob, as he made the tackle. He was actually in the process of making the tackle while taking that block from the right tackle for Friends, but Wilson, the senior from Wichita, Kansas, makes a big stop on 2nd down.
3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Ball in between the hashes at the 48 of the Falcons. Single receiver to the near side is Nellums. 2 receivers to the far side. Diaz to the left, now to the right of Whitaker, who's in shotgun. Whitaker wants to sling it out quickly to Diaz. It'll be incomplete. He led him too far, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Now, Diaz and Whitaker, that's the 3rd time that they've tried to connect. And even if Diaz makes that catch, Bob, I'm not sure he even crosses the 50. So big stop for this Braves defense as they were forced to defend a short field. And Friends will come back out to punt for the 3rd time.
Well, you can definitely tell that this game is not off to a roaring start for either team. Really, when you take a look at it. 3-0 your score with 11:53 to play in the first half. But both teams seem to be just a little off, and it could be the cold weather today playing a little bit of a role. Bad snap. The punter just got destroyed, and a bad kick will be dropped at about the 43.
And the reason why the punter is down is because one of the defenders for the Braves got a piece of that punt. And Friends sideline livid, which if you don't see the tip, I can understand why you're upset, but that punt went 15, 20 yards in the air. And it got a Friends bounce, but the punter is down as he was smoked.
Well, and Menley is giving it to the referee right now. And it was a bad snap. He had to field it. It was on the ground.
And Winston Porter, I believe, was the one who made contact, Bob, on that play. That's almost a freshman mistake from him, as he did go through the punter, and luckily for him, he did get a piece of it. But that's one where you jump at the feet of the punter, not go into the body, because if you don't get the football, that's a 15-yard penalty and a first down for Friends. Braves do get a big break there. See if the Braves try and go back to the run game. They've seemed like they forced Kagi to get into some third and long situations. He felt like he's had to make some plays, and it's turned into disaster.
And the punter is going to need some help to get off the field here, as he's not putting a lot of pressure on that right ankle.
And not a lot of depth for Friends at the punter position or the kicker position, as Navarro, a true freshman from Wichita, Kansas, is the starting punter and kicker. The wide receiver is a backup for Friends at the punter position, is Tyson Love, a sophomore from Wichita. And then the backup kicker is a quarterback, number 10, Dan Dottie, 5'10" sophomore from Hayesville, Kansas. So something to kind of keep an eye on going forward for Friends.
So the Braves will take over at their own 43. Reeder will be in the backfield to the left of Spencer Lewis, who is now into the game. So we've got to change a quarterback. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 here to the near side. So we'll see what Lewis has up his sleeve. He'll keep it himself and run forward. He's across the 45, drags some players up to the 47 for a nice gain there of 4.
See if the Braves try and go with a little bit of up-tempo here with Spencer Lewis, as definitely looks the part of Baker Mayfield. He has very much of a Baker Mayfield feel when he's out on the field, a gunslinger for sure, and has the ability with his legs to pick up yardage.
2nd and 7 from the 47 of Ottawa. Lewis in trouble, and we're going to have intentional grounding right there, and then the Braves player gets leveled. That may be the receipts for the leveling the punter. But Lewis is going to get called for intentional grounding, as he got rid of the ball to try to avoid the sack.
That's going to take it all the way back to the Ottawa 32-yard line.
That's going to be a loss of 15.
And things just going from bad to worse for this Ottawa offense right now. It feels like it's too much trickeration and not just lining up and being the better team. This is a Friends team that's 3-7 right now. And you're giving them too many opportunities to stay in the game.
And let's be honest here, the Falcons have really put it together over the last 4 games or so. They've played really well. You can see a marked improvement. And now the Braves, who have struggled to find themselves at a second down and forever, as the ball's at the 32 of Ottawa. Lewis, shotgun. He's just going to hand it off. They're going to give it to Reeder. And he will get up to the 34 for a gain of 2.
Well, and even in a run situation or in a pass situation, Friends only rushing 3 and easily makes the tackle. And if they would have called, I'm a little confused. This should be 4th down, because it's loss of down.
Yeah.
So it really should be 4th down here.
Yeah, this should be 4th down, and they're fixing it.
So it will be 4th down, and Ottawa will have to punt it.
This is, I think, the best way to put this start, Casey, besides sluggish, and that is bizarre, because it's almost, you don't want to say that the 2 teams are just trying to get off the field. It's cold, it's windy, and that, but it is definitely off so far, as Jared DeMott is on the punt. He'll punt from his own 20. Kick is away, and it's a good one. It's going to force the returner back. My goodness, that's going to bounce at about the 16. Roll at about the 5. The returner gets demolished, and that goes all the way down to the 9. What a punt by DeMott.
And again, that's Winston Porter, Bob, who made the returner pay for it. Didn't get out of the way, and Porter just trying to clear some room to field the punt for the Braves. Beautiful punt from DeMott as he flips the field in favor of Ottawa.
But you've got to wonder, though, how many more times Porter's going to get away with that. There's got to be a flag coming at some point in time there.
Usually as a returner, you want to get as far away as possible, because if you make a mistake or muff it, you give the other team the football inside the 10-yard line. And in that point, I think Glenn Wispy made a little bit of a mistake.
So we'll see two split out to the far side, one to the near side. Brennan Whitaker will be in shotgun, backs to the left of him. Now one will split out to the far side. They're going to sling it out that way. Little screen pass. It'll be caught across the 15. Nope, they're going to say stepped out of bounds at about the 13. Goes the running back, Marshall Machan.
And Marcus Fenderson had a hand on the receiver that time, about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But again, the size and strength for the Friends receivers right now really breaking through Ottawa's arm tackles. This is not a big defense, and when they don't gang tackle, they've got to find a way to wrap up and not allow these receivers to break tackles.
Blair Perry and a second receiver here to the near side, single to the far side, shotgun. Whitaker, two backs into the backfield, fakes the handoff. Oh, that could have been picked off as he went to get rid of it quickly back there for Ottawa. It looked like it was Sanchez, the safety.
Yeah, Colby Johnson, the one that got a hand on it first. And Sanchez, if that ball isn't tipped, he makes the interception. But good job by Johnson to get his hands up and knock the ball down. And now Ottawa gets Friends into third down again. And Friends so far today is 2 for 7 on third down. Only 92 total yards. The Braves with only 137. 65 of those yards for Friends coming into the air.
3rd and 7 from the 12 of the Falcons. 9:52 to play here. You got to be careful. Whitaker will take it. 3 receivers near side. It'll be slung far side. It'll be dropped incomplete. If it's not an incompletion, that'll be a fumble. They're going to call incomplete as Nagy had it in his hands and dropped it, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Again, Jarrell Taylor just ripping the ball out, forcing the incompletion. And the Braves defense, that really should have been a catch for Friends. The receiver just couldn't haul it in as the receiver was open. Braves really didn't put any pressure on, but are able to get off the field on third down.
3 straight passing plays there, Casey, on that drive for the Falcons. As we'll see who's back there. That may be Love. Low snap again. Nope, it's going to be the original punter, Navarro. Good to see him back out on the field. There was a bad snap again, and the Braves will have great field position at the 40 of the Falcons.
It does look like, Bob, that Spencer Lewis will be back in at quarterback for the Braves unless something changes here.
Well, you've got to wonder if it's the 2 interceptions that Kagi threw. I have not seen him being worked on, but it could also be the fact that with this being the last game of the year, maybe trying to get some players in, get them some time for maybe next year.
Maybe just trying to change up the tempo. It's just been so slow so far for Ottawa.
Teal to the far side, 2 receivers near side. Lewis will fake the handoff, steps back, has time to throw, fires a dart, wants Dillard. It was in and out of his hands, incomplete. The defensive back for the Falcons was McKinnon, who made the hit.
Yeah, McKinnon let Dillard know about it after the play, and Dillard getting up slowly, he took a shot right in the ear hole on that one, and Lewis really let him into it. And you can see Dillard pointing to his left shoulder, collarbone area after the play. Not something you want to see as a Braves fan.
So twin receivers to both sides of the field. Lewis is going to just keep it himself on a design run. He's to the 35, dives across the 30. He's going to pick up the first down to the 29 of the Falcons.
We saw it back when Ottawa played Tabor in the KCAC Game of the Week in Week 4. Lewis's ability to use his legs when the pocket collapses. I believe that one was a designed run, though, and he picked up enough for the first down.
3-0 Ottawa, 9:13 to play, first half. Lewis shotgun, fakes the handoff, 2 receivers to both sides of the field. Nice little touch pass. It's going to be tipped and caught by Foose into the end zone. Touchdown, Braves!
And that one hit McKinnon right in the face mask, popped straight up in the air. Dylan Foose makes the smart grab and walks it into the end zone. And what a big break for the Braves, Bob. Maybe something they needed here. As McKinnon broke on that ball perfectly on that corner route and really should have had an interception.
He should have. It hit him right in the face mask. As you mentioned, popped up in the air. Foose was right there. And now Rodriguez is on for the extra point. 29 yards on that touchdown reception. Sometimes you don't have to be good. Sometimes you also just need a little bit of luck. As the extra point is up and good. 10-0 Ottawa with 9:03 to play in the first half. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO, and KOFO.com.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Quality Structures Incorporated in Richmond is proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast. They know that experience matters on the field and when it comes to your building needs. Visit QualityStructures.com and put their years of experience in constructing post-frame buildings to work for you.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
So it is Lewis to Foose and a little help from McKinnon with the tip off the face mask. And we have our first touchdown of the day, Casey.
We do, and Spencer Lewis brought a little bit of energy for the offense there as he picked up the first down on third down to extend the drive and then gets the touchdown pass to Dylan Foose.
Kick is away, taken by Crandall at about the 6 of the Falcons here on the near side. He'll get up across the 15, where then he'll be met at the 19. They may give him to the 20, and that's where the Falcons will start with 8:54 to go in the half.
As returners for Friends might be thinking about staying in the end zone, taking that knee. That's the second time they've decided to bring one out, and both times have ended poorly as they haven't been able to get back to the 25-yard line, which with the new rules, you take that knee anywhere from the 20 inside, goes right out to the 25, and coaches now don't want to give up those yardage.
I would completely agree with you. I'm not sure why more teams just don't do that. We saw that a few times this year. Whitaker's shotgun fakes the – oh, no, he is going to give it to Diaz. Diaz finds a little bit of room, tries to hurdle, gets across the 25, but also gets met with a shoulder at the 26 in midair. A nice run there, and that'll be a gain of 6.
I want to let everyone know the Lady Braves did win the first set over the Lady Falcons in the KCAC semifinals out in Hutchison. Lady Braves need to reach at least the final to have a chance to get back to the national tournament.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Whitaker wants to sling it quickly. It'll go off the hands of the intended receiver, Neelums. And it'll bring up third down and short.
And it seems like Bob Friends has at times made some interesting decisions. The one drive where they were able to work it 50 yards up the field was really with a heavy dose of Diaz on first and second down, and then giving yourself some opportunities on third and short. Seems like when they've been able to run the ball here as we've worked our way near halftime, Diaz has picked up 5 or 6 yards on first down, and then they've thrown it on second and third down. So little perplexing here with the play calling.
3rd and 3 for the Falcons. Crandall in motion near to the far side. They're going to pitch it to him. Braves read that very well, and Crandall gets maybe a yard up to the 27. A little pitch, jet sweep, and it'll be 4th and 2 now in the punt for the Falcons.
They got to bring out the punter in this situation. If you're the Falcons, seen Dylan Foose already take one for over 40 yards early on this in the first quarter. We'll see if he gets another opportunity here to return one.
Clock ticking, 7:40 to go in the half. 9 on the play clock. It's 10-0 Ottawa. Kick is away. The wind will kill it just as it gets across the midfield stripe, and to the 48 of Ottawa. And that's where the Braves will take over here. And we'll see what they can do on this drive.
We'll also see if they continue to run out Spencer Lewis here, who's got the hot hand after leading the scoring drive for the Braves on their last possession, and he will lead the team out here. just over 8 minutes remaining in our first half.
It'll be Foose, then Teal to the far side. Dillard here to the near side in motion. They'll pitch it to him. Jet sweep. He's into Friends territory, 45-40, 35-30, and he'll be tripped up and out of bounds inside the 30. A little pitch to him. They'll call that a run, and it'll be at the – he stepped out of bounds at the 30.
Well, and again, that's the third time we've seen that play to Dillard, and with Friends' defensive line, their defensive end is all the way outside Ottawa's right tackle. They can run it right off the right guard. It's worked out well all 3 times, and that pass right there to Reeder in the flat is going to go for a big loss.
So a gain of 22, now a loss of about 3 back to the 33. Lewis wanted to swing it out quickly, and the Falcons read that right away.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where Lewis has got to try and look off the defender and then come back to the screenplay. He went right to Reeder, and the linebacker flew right in and make the tackle for a loss of 3.
So 2nd and 13. Ball at the 33 of the Falcons. 6:40 to play in the first half. It is 10-0. Ottawa in front. Lewis shotgun. 2 receivers both sides of the field. Lewis, little touch pass. It's going to be caught. Nope, dropped. A little bit of contact between the defensive back and Dillard. That was looked like
that was McKinnon again. Yeah. And a little contact is putting it nicely there as he was pushed right in the back before that ball got to him. I can see how it's a bang-bang play, but they are the only receivers about 15 yards downfield. Someone's got to see that from behind, and now Ottawa in 3rd and long again.
So it'll be 3rd and 13 from the 33.
Braves 3 of 6 on 3rd down today.
Nobody in the backfield. Lewis will roll out. He's got room, and I think he's going to – oh, he tried to get it to Teal. It'll be incomplete. I think he had thought about taking it himself, Casey, then noticed that Teal had got away, broke off his route, but didn't put enough underneath it.
Well, and threw it so hard that there's no way Teal was going to make that catch anyways. But Lewis, who was already close to the line of scrimmage, and I thought he was past it by at least 1.5 yards, throws it into the ground.
So the Braves look like they're going to go for it here. 4th and 13 from the 33 of the Falcons. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. What a catch by Dillard!
And we'll see if he got across to get the first down. He was very close, and I think they gave it to him by 1 yard.
Dillard, single receiver over here onto the near side, found the sticks, and the ball was thrown really out of bounds and was able to stretch his body out while keeping 2 feet in bounds.
That's one you put on the highlight film for sure.
That's a great play there. That's a gain of 14. Lewis floats one wide open into the end zone. Dylan Foose wide open. Where were the Falcons defenders on that one?
Well, they got sucked in on the play action, and the safety completely blew the coverage as Foose went right down the seam. And 2 touchdown receptions so far for Dylan Foose.
Lewis with a nice pass, and that's something that we hadn't seen when Lewis has played, was the touch that he would throw on there, and he was able to throw a strike, but also soft enough to make it easy to catch.
Well, it's easy to loft one out there when there's no defender for 30 yards. That makes it pretty easy too, I think.
And the extra point is up and good by Rodriguez. It's 17-0. Ottawa in front. 5:59 to play in the first half. We will take a 30-second break. You're listening to Braves football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Ask any coach. Wishing for a good game is not the best game plan. At home, wishing your carpet and furniture were clean isn't much of a game plan either. Stop wishing. Let Superstan be your cleaning man. Superstan's cleaning service at 418-2463. Stan's been making life clean, fresh, and more enjoyable for your friends and neighbors for over 40 years. Kids, pets, unexpected visits from relatives, they all can take a toll on your carpet. Live life clean and fresh. Call Superstan's cleaning service today at 418-2463. Let Stan be your cleaning man. 418-2463.
So Spencer Lewis has come in, and he has led the Braves to 2 straight touchdowns. A 29-yard pass to Dylan Foose, and now a 19-yarder to Dylan Foose. And it's 17-0 Ottawa, 5:59 to play in the half.
Yeah, and with Spencer Lewis in at quarterback, the Braves have scored 14 in a row on back-to-back drives, and a lot of that has been the field position as well.
Well, that's a live ball. Crandall bobbled it into the end zone, had to go back and pick it up, and he's going to get body slammed on the ground at the 13 of the Falcons on the near side.
Yeah, again, not sure what Crandall's doing in that situation. Just take the touchback and place the ball at the 25-yard line. Just put your knee down, and instead you try and bring it out, and now you're inside your own 15 with the wind in your face again.
5:53 to play in the half, and we have seen a little bit of life come to the offense of the Ottawa University Braves with Lewis into the ball game here.
And this Braves defense hungry to get a turnover here. Ottawa's still -3 in the turnover margin this afternoon. This score could be way out of hand if the Friends defense hadn't stepped up. And now we'll see if the Ottawa defense can make a play.
Low snap. It'll be corralled. A great catch here out of the near side. No, it goes out of the hands of Wisby. He wasn't able to complete the process of the catch. He had it in his hands until he hit the ground out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, Colton Tafoya, the freshman, in on the coverage that time, the 5'10", 170-pound freshman from Bigsby, Oklahoma. Also have Johnston, the freshman, also into the game right now on the far side at the right cornerback position. So the rotation, we've seen Tafoya make a big interception 2 weeks ago against Southwestern, and Johnston has had a huge year, has made some big plays in special teams and also on the defensive side of the ball.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Whitaker looks, throws. It'll be caught and then dropped, forcing his wide receiver to go into the air. That was Littleton, who skied for it, and he would have been broken in half had the Braves defender gone into him full force.
Now Friends back into 3rd and long. So far tonight, they are 2 of 9 on 3rd down.
2 straight passing plays here. You imagine another one coming here. 3rd and 10 from the 13 of the Falcons. Braves up 17-0. Crandall in motion from near to the far side to make it 3 receivers. 1 receiver near side. Diaz comes out of the backfield. A pass is going to be caught by Crandall. First down yardage. Oh, the defensive back there looked like he had wanted it and take it to the end zone. That was Jarrell Taylor. But one problem, he didn't come away with the ball.
Well, it was actually Marcus Fenderson, Bob, who was in his outside linebacker position. It dropped into cover 3 and was just sitting waiting for Whitaker to make the throw. And instead of making the sure play and knocking it to the ground, he tries to go for the interception, goes through his hands into the receiver's hands, and, of course, it's enough for a first down.
So up to the 24 of the Falcons, 1st and 10. Whitaker's going to hand it off to Diaz, and the Braves do not give him much. It looks like maybe no gain there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Kendall Miller's had enough and gets into the action as he is tired of taking on double teams all afternoon, splits the defenders on that play, and squeezes in to make the tackle on Diaz.
Before that run, the Falcons had threw it 5 straight times, going back to their last drive.
Friends only with 13 rushes for 35 yards. It's a 2.7 average so far. They've had some decent runs in the first quarter, but really haven't been able to get it going of late.
Perry and Crandall to the near side. Over to the far side goes Nagy, and he'll run a route up near the 30, catch it, get across the 35, drags a Braves player up to the 41, where he'll finally be forced out of bounds and a first down.
Yeah, that's a big mismatch as Johnston defending on that far side, outweighed by at least 60 pounds by the receiver, and went for a ride on that play.
17-yard pass play there. Crandall along with Wisby here to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Whitaker shotgun, Diaz to the right of him. 9 on the play clock. 1st and 10 from the 41. Handoff Diaz, big hole. He's going to take a shot, though, at the 45. He's going to get up to the, that's where they're going to mark him, at the 45, a gain of 4.
The Braves defense fell for the fake after the play by Whitaker as he ran back to the left side. No one with Diaz and had plenty of space. Really didn't see a defender for 4 yards.
7th play of the drive coming up. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 45 of the Falcons. 3:54 to play in the half. 17-0 Ottawa. Shotgun Whitaker, 3 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. They'll want to throw it quickly, and it'll be caught here on the near side by Wisby. He'll drag a couple of Braves forward. It looks like they will have enough for the first down to the 49 of Ottawa.
Friends not going to have any issues continuing to run these short routes. Ottawa's cornerbacks much smaller as Tafoya in on the coverage that time. Actually did a good job staying with the receiver. Would have picked up the first down either way, but again, Ottawa's got to find a way to put some pressure on Whitaker.
Gain of 6. Same look again. Whitaker facing pressure. He's going to get rid of it. It's going to be caught. And eaten alive is Diaz as he'll gain about a yard, maybe 2 to the 47. And a great job by the Braves to not allow that to go for more.
Again, that's Kendall Miller just waiting for Whitaker to make that throw, and he buries Diaz into the turf. But importantly for Friends right here, the clock is running. They get the ball to start the second half. Any points on the boards right now makes it a 2-score game.
We're under 3 to go, about 2:55 actually to play in the half. Whitaker shotgun. He'll have 2 backs again to the right of him. 2 receivers near side. They're going to fake the handoff. Ball's tipped in the air, and it's almost intercepted as the Braves brought some pressure. And Whitaker threw that one low.
Jarrell Taylor getting his hands up and knocking that one straight up in the air. Kendall Miller and Jalen Scarr almost meet at the football. Fortunately, it falls to the turf. This defense hasn't created any turnovers so far, but they've been able to put Friends into these third and long situations where they are 2 of 9 right now. And just now crossed over 100 yards for the first half.
10th play of the drive coming up. 3 straight passing plays. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 47 of Ottawa. Whitaker shotgun, 3 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Whitaker puts it up, puts a little arc behind it. It'll be incomplete. The intended receiver was Crandall. And again, not sure if he overshot him or if Crandall broke off his route.
Whitaker had some pressure in his face that time from Garcia. Ottawa also brought a blitz of Colby Johnson up the middle. And the center had to make a decision, let go of Garcia. And Whitaker throwing it a little earlier than he would have liked. And the Friends drive, which was starting to look impressive, Bob, ends in a punt.
So it'll be 4th and 8. Punt coming up by Navarro. Foose will be back at the 20 of Ottawa. That punt's going to be dead in the air at the 30 and roll backwards to the 35. And that's where the Braves will take over. And we shake our head again because, Casey,
Winston Porter looking for that contact, Bob. Loves contact. Almost ran right into the football as the person he tackled was the one who downed the ball for Friends.
So
can't say I've ever seen that before, and probably should have warranted a flag. But you got to like the spunk, I guess, from your freshman willing to get in there and create some contact.
The enthusiasm.
There you go. That's a better word for it. I'm sure Coach K will gladly let him know what mistakes he made.
And Lewis will come back out at quarterback. Reeder will be the tailback. Dillard to the far side. 3 here to the near side, including the tight end. Good snap. Handoff, Reeder. He'll be met at the line and gets back to the original line of scrimmage for no gain. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Braves. Ball is at the far hash. 2:05 left to play. 17-0, Ottawa in front here in the first half. Lewis has led both drives for the touchdowns for Ottawa. He'll be in shotgun. Trip set again here to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Lewis, Watson finds Foose. He makes him, had originally made the man miss, but a great job by the defensive back to get back and bring him down. But it's a gain up to the 42, which is a gain of 7.
Foose again just finding the soft spot in the zone and picking up what he can, and now Ottawa in 3rd and short.
3rd and 3 from the 42. Snap is low. It'll be incomplete as the pass was to Teal. That looked like it was busted from the start. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, bad snap, bad throw, no blocking from the receivers, and now you're in a situation where you really have to punt it. And you're going to give the ball back to Friends with 1:26, and Coach K going to roll the dice. No, he's going to send the punting unit out here.
One thing, though, we've seen Falcons plenty of times here in this first half with some plays that could have ended up in turnovers. So there is a possibility you could see that, especially with the wind blowing the way it is out of the south, and it is blowing out of the south right now. The flags on the goalposts are whipping around pretty well. Rodriguez, and now we're going to have a timeout called because the play clock was running low. So a timeout for Ottawa with 1:26 to go. We'll keep it here. During the half, we will get you updated on scores in the KCAC. We'll also bring you an update on the OU volleyball game, get you some top 25 and Big 12 scores. Maybe even bring a little bit of that volleyball action over here to the mothership. You can hear that game on KOFO.com with Lucky Kid with the play-by-play. So we will...
Or, Bob, we could just go rogue and we'll call play-by-play from the live stream. What do you think? No.
You never know what may happen. It's the last game of the year. We like to shock and surprise. Go ahead, Casey.
The Lady Braves currently leading 18-13 in set 2. They won set 1 25-22. So Ottawa looking to advance to the KCAC tournament finals.
Which that game would be heard tonight on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO with Lucky Kid on the play-by-play call. Rodriguez to punt. Rugby-style kick. It'll be taken at the 20, and that's where he'll be met. And a great job there by the Braves special teams to get down and bring him down quickly.
That's going to be the deep snapper, Bob. Matt Blankenship in on the tackle that time for the Braves.
Drake Damon was the returner. And the Falcons will start at their own 21 with 1:18 to play here, Casey.
I also think that's the first time we haven't said Winston Porter's name on a punt or punt return the entire afternoon.
Which is not a bad thing.
Braves with 236 yards of total offense, Friends with 140.
But most of those have come through the air.
101 of them.
Which is interesting to say the least. Two receivers to both sides of the field. Whitaker wants to throw, does. He's going to get rid of it quickly as he was throwing it in the area of Diaz. He faced some pressure there.
I had to throw it right in the dirt. In his face that time was Uriah Bates-Manley, who was not fooled by the screenplay to the short side as he took right off towards Whitaker, and he throws it really at the feet of 3 or 4 Braves players.
Twin receivers set to the far and near side. Whitaker has Diaz in the backfield. Whitaker slings it quickly. And Nagy and other receivers running these long routes have not been on the same page as Whitaker. As Whitaker got rid of that, Nagy had no idea the ball was coming on the far side.
Yeah, just some miscommunication. But I think Whitaker right now is starting to see those ghosts, as Coach K said. There really was no pressure on him that time. Could have sat in the pocket and tried to find an open receiver. Had good protection from his offensive line. Instead, he threw it early, and the receiver was still in his route.
69 seconds to go in the half. 3rd and 10 from the 21 of the Falcons. Crandall in motion, far to the near side to make 3 receivers. One to the far side. Whitaker lofts one, wants Diaz on a wheel route. He's got it. He's in the Braves territory as he crosses the 40, and he's brought all the way down to the 32 of Ottawa. And, of course, Diaz has the bull in hand and says, give me more.
Yeah. Colby Johnson on the coverage. Really just a great throw from Whitaker. Pressure put in the face by Garcia, and Whitaker steps into one and throws the wheel route to Diaz, and the Falcons' offense is in business.
47-yard pass play there. Whitaker wants to throw now to the near side this time. It'll be caught inside the 10, and that's going to be Crandall. And now the Falcons have found some openings here. Not sure if the Braves are just trying to play some prevent near the end of the half.
Well, this seems eerily familiar to a Week 3 matchup against St. Mary where Ottawa, all they had to do was go into the half. St. Mary's went to 92 yards on a wheel route, and I don't know why more teams don't run the wheel route on this defense. They have really struggled to defend it this season.
That was a 25-yard pass play as a timeout called for with 50 seconds to go here in this first half. And just in those 2 plays alone, Casey, 47 and 25, they almost equaled their entire total of yards in the first half.
And it's just I'm not sure if Ottawa just kind of mentally shuts down late in the half, but it has been a problem. They have been outscored in the second quarter this season, It's been one of their tougher quarters. I'm trying to pull it up here on my end, but they have had some issues. The first quarter, they have outscored their opponents by 107-42, and then you get to the second quarter, they've been outscored 113-87. Played better in the third and fourth quarter, but at times they just seem to have these mental lapses where they allow teams to stick around, and one of the defining qualities of a team is being able to put a team away when you've really controlled the entire half, and it's a real shame that Friends has an opportunity to score here late in the second.
Diaz will be the tailback behind Whitaker. Crandall in motion far to the near side. They'll fake the handoff, throw it over the middle, wants the tight end. It's caught, touchdown. In the back of the end zone. And that was caught by Anderson. And now it's a 17-6 ball game.
A simple tight end pop pass, and you throw it to the tight end that goes 6'5", and he goes up and makes a great grab in the back of the end zone. And Friends is right back in it here. Braves will have about 50 seconds to try and run something. But I think right now Coach K wants to get in the locker room and talk to his team.
So the extra point coming up by Navarro. Kick is up, kick is away, and it is good. 45 seconds left to play here in the first half. It is 17-7 Ottawa. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Hi, this is Margie Hindeleiter from Bank Midwest. You'll often hear us say, this is where common sense lives. That means doing the little things, like knowing your name. And it means supporting Ottawa High School. That should be common sense for how a bank does business. Bank Midwest, where common sense lives.
45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. First period of play went by very fast. The second quarter seems to have taken forever. Now the Falcons, you think they try an onside here, Casey?
No, absolutely not. I think they try and kick this one away. Ottawa, if they can get a decent return, if they can get near the 40-yard line, the leg of Nick Rodriguez will give the Braves a chance if they can get inside the Friends 35 or 40-yard line. So I think they're going to take a chance here and try and get a big return.
Navarro will squib it. It'll be taken by an up back. It is corralled at the 32, and that's where the Braves will start. That was Jalen King.
Yeah, Taylor Petty ends up making the reception there and fielding the kick return, and unfortunately he goes straight down to the ground. Had some room, could have worked his way across the 35, even to the 40-yard line without really a Friends defender there. Makes the smart play and probably falls down, but with 44 seconds remaining in the half, sometimes you might tell your returners to take a chance and see how many yards they can pick up.
One timeout left for the Braves. Lewis will lead the team out onto the field. Hards will be at the far side of the field. Foose, Teal, and Dillard here to the near side. Reeder is the tailback. 1st and 10 for Ottawa at their own 33. Ball at the far hash. They're going to hand it off. Reeder goes right up the middle. He'll spill across the 35 to the 36.
Coach K just going to run it a couple times here and get his team into the half. Don't think they're going to take too many chances here going down the field. The clock continues to run under 25 seconds.
Shotgun again for Lewis. Trips here to the near side. One receiver to the far side. Again, a handoff to Reeder. He'll be spun around and brought down as he crosses the 40 to the 41 for a gain of 5.
Same play again, and Reeder looked much better in this second quarter. He really struggled to get going and got a couple offensive linemen for Ottawa who got tangled up at the end of that play, limping off the field. So that'll take us to the end of the second quarter.
So we are at the half, and after one half of play, the Braves are in front 17-7. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on scores as we head to the half. You're listening to Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, hopes you're enjoying this KOFO Sports broadcast and wishes all the area teams good luck this season. Call Kramer Pharmacy today and ask about their convenient MedSync program that allows you to have all your prescriptions filled at the same time each month. Call 242-2055.
You've spent countless hours and more money than you even realize establishing and running your business. When was the last time you evaluated how you're marketing your business? Other than your family and a few friends, how many potential customers or clients even know where you are or what you do? KOFO Marketing can help. Local radio advertising is still one of the most effective and affordable ways to share your message every day. Daily radio advertising builds image, trust, and value. Don't you want that for your business? Email sales@kofo.com or call 242-1220.
Technology, mobile banking. I totally heart my bank.
Kansas State Bank. A better way to bank with community people you know. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Smart Ottawa shoppers know Cosentino's Price Chopper has the best rewards program in town. Only Price Chopper lets you earn points on all your purchases. Visit mypricechopper.com and start saving on food or fuel today. Shop Cosentino's, your local family-owned grocer since 1948.
Have you seen the Colosseum in Rome? Kind of crumbly looking, isn't it? That's because it wasn't built by C.S. Cunningham Concrete. In fact, if C.S. Cunningham had been around back then, the Leaning Tower of Pisa would simply be known as the Tower of Pisa. No lean. That's because C.S. Cunningham Concrete does it right, with fully trained and licensed workers. If they'd built the London Bridge, there'd be no song about it falling down. Commercial, residential, concrete. C.S. Cunningham, 785-242-7101.
We're back here at Braves Field. Bob Johnson, Casey Weeder with you as the Braves are in front 17-7 at the end of one half of play. Casey, let's bring us an update on the Lady Braves volleyball.
Yeah, Lady Braves won that second set 25-18. They're knotted up at 1 in the third set, so the Lady Braves lead 2-0
so that
in the semifinals.
So they pick up a win there. They play tonight at 6, and we'll have that for you on the air here at 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. And Casey, you mentioned they make it to that finals, and they pretty much guarantee a spot no matter what in the Nationals.
It looks like McPherson did defeat St. Mary's 3-0. So McPherson, who was the regular season champion, already qualified for the finals. So with the addition of the two new schools in the last few years of adding York and Oklahoma Wesleyan, KCAC automatically gets 2 automatic qualifiers. And since the Lady Braves finished second in the conference with a record of 12-1, they would automatically make it if they make the finals. So a big set here for the Lady Braves to get an opportunity to go back to the national tournament, which I'm sure they're ready to get back to after an unfortunate loss in the opening round last year.
Let's get you caught up on the scores football-wise in the KCAC. Of course, here it's 17-7, Ottawa in front of Friends. Kansas Wesleyan is in front of Southwestern 14-7. And that's a little bit of a shock, but also at the same time, you've kind of, we talked a little bit earlier this week, you've kind of seen Kansas Wesleyan begin to have some struggles here in the latter stages.
Yeah, not the way you want to finish your season. The last 3 games have been not impressive, to say the least, and I'm sure the Raiders are seeing these games. They almost lose to Avila last week, and Avila played their backup quarterback and had a huge afternoon. They only won that one 34-31. They struggled with Bethel 2 weeks ago, and struggling with the Southwestern team who we saw 2 weeks ago that was completely lost on defense and really allowed Darian Dillard to dominate that game from the receiver position. And Southwestern finding something at home in their final regular season game. And Kansas Wesleyan, who currently is sitting at 7 in the rankings, probably isn't going to move any too far up or down in the situation, depending on what happens today across the nation. So they'll more than likely get to host, but they would more than likely run into a GPAC team, potentially Northwestern out of Iowa, which I really just don't like that matchup for the Coyotes.
Well, what happens with a loss?
They still get in, which that would probably put them with a matchup against one of the Heart of America schools if they were to lose. As that game, just starting the fourth quarter, you really don't know, but I would think they would be able to hang on there in Winfield.
We'll look for an update on the McPherson St. Mary ball game and try to get that to you here in a second. Other scores, though, Tabor is in front of Avila 21-7. Tabor's had some struggles this year, and Avila had played really well, but last couple of weeks they've hit some losses, and an Avila team which has not been over 500 ever until this year, as not exactly ending the season strong.
Well, they aren't, but give a lot of credit to Tabor. They have played really well over the last 3 weeks. As I'm going to pull up their schedule here, I believe they've won 3 in a row and have started to kind of find their groove as a team. They're 5-4 currently, 4-4 in the KCAC. Have won 3 in a row after they lost 3 in a row. Had wins over Sterling 34-0, McPherson 24-0, Bethany 49-15, and currently lead 24-7. So the Braves, who were able to score 34 points against Tabor with Spencer Lewis in at quarterback, that was the last time that they gave up over 30 points.
And when you take a look here at the other game going on, we mentioned Sterling and Bethel.
Sterling only up 6, 20-14 in the second.
Bethel has been right there on the doorstep for several games this year, as teams have had trouble with that triple option, but teams have also been able to find a way to get past it.
And you know, Bethel is still a learning team, very young. We saw them early on in the season in week 1, still trying to find their identity. And with the way the conference has gone offensively, they're really the only remaining team that is truly option-oriented, wishbone style. And teams in the conference just can't afford to continue to run that offense if you can't score 40 points a game, which we've seen teams in Division III do it forever, running that style. But even some of the powerhouses of Mary Hardin Baylor or Mountain Union have moved away from running that style and have gone to a spread offense. So, you know, when you have so many playmakers, you've got to find a way to get them the ball, and the option doesn't always work. We've seen it work, though, for Bethel a few times this year. They had over 600 yards of offense, 500 yards rushing, which set a school record early on this season. But I think for me so far, the biggest upset this afternoon has to be the St. Mary's 24-6 lead over McPherson.
Yeah, I'm not sure that anyone would have seen that coming. After St. Mary's showed up here and played really well, the Braves picked up a big victory. And we all thought at that time that might have been the best St. Mary team that we had seen come to Braves Field here. But wow, ever since that loss, St. Mary has struggled. And then all of a sudden today they put it together. They scored 24 in that second quarter, Casey, and they still have 1:14 to play.
Well, and I believe they won last week as well in their matchup against Bethany, which ended in the resignation of Bethany's head coach of last week. So they will be looking for a new head coach, and just going based off the message boards, a lot of them want the younger Coach K to make an appearance back in Lindsborg, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
Wow, now that you want to talk about a shockwave there in the offseason, that would be something to keep an eye out.
That's why they're message boards, Bob.
I know, I understand, but
when they have struggled the way they have for the last 10 years, you know, they're looking for anything to hang on to.
Well, that's a very good point, and that's especially after the Manny Matsakis years.
Manny Matsakis.
We can only dare to dream. So we're going to take a 2-minute break here. When we come back, we'll get you caught up in some NCAA scores. We'll also get you another update on the women's volleyball game going on as they get ready to start set 3, and maybe talk a little bit about the first half stats here. But first, a 2-minute break. We're at the half. Braves are in front 17-7. You're listening to Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
This is Craig Dingle of Dingle & Son Mortuary. Pre-arrangements make the difference of a family that is stressed and a family that is free to grieve, to celebrate a life. Consider making your pre-arrangements to lift the burden.
Dingle & Son Mortuary, 785-242-2323.
Hi, this is Margie Hindeleiter from Bank Midwest. You'll often hear us say, this is where common sense lives. That means doing the little things, like knowing your name. And it means supporting Ottawa High School. That should be common sense for how a bank does business. Bank Midwest, where common sense lives.
Want to win a shopping spree? You're in luck, because the Ottawa Herald has partnered with Ottawa Main Street, and we're giving away $50 in Main Street bucks every month to one lucky winner. Go to ottawaherald.com/contests and enter today.
Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, hopes you're enjoying this KOFO Sports broadcast and wishes all the area teams good luck this season. Call Kramer Pharmacy today and ask about their convenient MedSync program that allows you to have all your prescriptions filled at the same time each month. Call 242-2055.
There's no doubt a cold Kansas winter is headed our way. Is your heater up to the challenge? Call the pros at Adamson Brothers to make sure. 785-242-9273. Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, maintaining your comfort for over 30 years.
I came here to run cross country and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
We're at the half. It's 17-7, and your Ottawa University Braves in front here as they look to try to finish the regular season at 8-2. A huge turnaround from 1 year ago when they were 2-8, and you have to really like what you've seen here this year from this Braves team. Today, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but they right now have a 10-point advantage. Right with the 17-7 lead. Let's get you some scores real quick from the Big 12 in games that people around the area will also care about. West Virginia, as a matter of fact, that's why Casey stepped away. West Virginia has defeated TCU by the score 47-10. West Virginia now number 9 in the top 25. Kansas State Wildcats come back from a 3-0 deficit. I can't even say that with a straight face, and defeated KU 21-17. That's gone final. Baylor and Iowa State in the first quarter, no score. It's Oklahoma in front of Oklahoma State 7-0. That's in the first quarter. Texas and Texas Tech will be later tonight in the Big 12. And real quick, in the top 25, the Florida Gators with a 35-31 victory over South Carolina. Ohio State 26-6 over Michigan State. And it looks like Penn State defeats Wisconsin 22-10. So Penn State with a 12-point victory there. UCF and Navy. UCF is in front 35-24. That's in the fourth quarter, but it is delayed right now. I would imagine that is a weather delay. And the other game going on right now in the top 25, Washington State and Colorado 0-0. That's in the first quarter. Let's see. The rest of the action later this afternoon. Later this afternoon. And let's see, also this evening, right? Kentucky and Tennessee right now playing 0-0, the score in the first quarter. And then, the rest of the action is either this afternoon or this evening. Find your local network of choice, and you'll be able to check out whatever game you're interested in. So that is the top 25 in the Big 12. And when we come back, we'll get you an update on some Lady Braves volleyball as we'll take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Street construction has finally hit Leon's in downtown Ottawa. We will have blowout specials every day. Last Monday, it was buy any super burrito and get one for $1. These specials will change daily and sometimes twice per day. Keep up with us on Leon's Facebook page or call 242-8227.
Hear that? Christmas is on the way, so why not plan now and get that special gift ordered? You know, the customized jewelry piece from Grandma's wedding set. Sutton's Jewelry is all about making something old new again. Be it a ring, pendant, bracelet, or earrings, if you have a vision, Sutton's Jewelry has the expertise to turn your piece into something magical. Christmas is full of wonderful surprises. Make yours sparkle with the help of Sutton's Jewelry, 213 South Main, Ottawa.
What it means to be, you brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu. Eric Price and his staff at the Lamb Roberts Funeral Homes are proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast and honored to help so many families in the community with compassionate care when it's needed most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook.
Radio moves. Radio breathes. Radio never sleeps. And Next Radio keeps up. It goes where you go, so you never miss a beat.
It's live, it's local. Download the free Next Radio app today.
Back here at Braves Field, 17-7. The Lady Braves at last report in the third set up 18-8. So it looks like we will have a championship match for you tonight. First serve roughly set for 6 o'clock with Lucky Kid bringing you the play-by-play from the KCAC tournament in Hutchinson. And with a victory here in the third set, the Braves would qualify for nationals. And one thing I think was we talked about during the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger show, it's a disappointment we don't have that 12th team in the conference football-wise to get 2 automatic bids because the way things would shape up, I think Ottawa would have got that one. But unfortunately, that's not the case as we are 30 minutes away of game action from this season wrapping up, unfortunately. And the Braves have that lead, but it was a slow start. And it wasn't until the second quarter when the Braves were able to put 2 touchdowns on the board. They actually were up 3-0 on the Falcons. That first drive of the day ended in a 30-yard field goal, and it took all the way until 9:03 left to go in the second quarter before the Braves made it a 10-0 lead. They were able to expand that to 17-0 with 5:59 to play in the half. But the Falcons were able to put a touchdown on the board with 45 seconds to go there in that first half to make it 17-7. A little bit closer than I think everybody would feel comfortable with. And we'll see what kind of adjustments will be made here at the half. We have seen Spencer Lewis in after the second interception by Connor Kagi. So we're not sure if it's an injury. So the change was made because of injury or if Coach K decided to just change things up. But Lewis is 6 of 11, 88 yards and 2 touchdowns since coming in. Kagi finished the day 7 of 14 with 69 yards and 2 interceptions. James Reeder, 7 rushes, 60 yards, his longest 40 on the afternoon. That's also the one that he fumbled on. And you get a feeling that had things gone a different way here in that first half, that this lead should be much more than what it was. But unfortunately, Works fan. Noah Diaz, 34 rushing yards for the Falcons. Brendan Whitaker, 14 of 34, 180 yards and a touchdown. And Blake Crandall leading receivers for the Falcons, 4 receptions, 53 yards. As we get ready to start the second half here in just a couple of minutes.
And Bob, really what got Friends back into this game is their ability to convert on third down. At one point, Friends was 2 of 9 on third down in that first half. On the last drive, they went 3 of 3 and finished 4 of 12 in the half, which is the reason why they were able to get on the scoreboard late with an impressive drive into the wind to take the momentum into halftime. And the Braves have to come out defensively and get a stop and continue to impose their will on the defensive side of the ball.
We're going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have second half action. You're listening to Braves Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Have you seen the Coliseum in Rome? Kind of crumbly looking, isn't it? That's because it wasn't built by C.S. Cunningham Concrete. In fact, if C.S. Cunningham had been around back then, the Leaning Tower of Pisa would simply be known as the Tower of Pisa. No lean. That's because C.S. Cunningham Concrete does it right with fully trained and licensed workers. If they built the London Bridge, there'd be no song about it falling down. Commercial, residential, concrete. C.S. Cunningham, 785-242-7101.
Street construction has finally hit Leon's in downtown Ottawa. We will have blowout specials every day. Last Monday, it was buy any Super Burrito and get one for $1. These specials will change daily and sometimes twice per day. Keep up with us on Leon's Facebook page or call 242-8227.
You've spent countless hours and more money than you even realize establishing and running your business. When was the last time you evaluated how you're marketing your business? Other than your family and a few friends, how many potential customers or clients even know where you are or what you do? KOFO Marketing can help. Local radio advertising is still one of the most effective and affordable ways to share your message every day. Daily radio advertising builds image, trust, and value. Don't you want that for your business? Email sales@kofo.com or call 242-1220.
People like me are powerless over alcohol. And if we could outthink it, outrun it, do whatever we needed to do, we could beat it, but we can't by ourselves. Everything I have, everything I've done, I owe to Valley Hope.
An estimated 88,000 people die from alcohol-related causes annually, making it the third leading preventable cause of death in the United States. For more information, visit valleyhope.org. Sponsored by Valley Hope Association and the station.
We get ready for the second half here at Braves Field. The Falcons will have the ball to start. The Braves back out onto the field along with friends. Ottawa trying to get themselves motivated as they will go into the teeth of the wind here in the third quarter. Casey, I'm not sure, but I would think I almost would rather have the wind at my back for the fourth.
I think so as well, and I think it's because they deferred to the second half, so they would they get to decide whether they want to receive or take which side. So Friends wants the football, of course, so they will have to deal with having the wind at their back for the third quarter, which didn't work out well for them in the first half, as they actually looked better going into the wind. Both teams actually looked pretty good going into the wind in that first half.
So Rodriguez will kick it away. Two will be back for the Falcons. Crandall here to the near side at the 15. Rodriguez, his punt will be held up in the wind. It'll bounce at the 25. Now roll back behind the 20, and the Falcons can do nothing more. I think the Braves have it, as the Falcons were not able to handle it cleanly as they tried to fall on it at the 15.
And coming up with it for the Braves, trying to get a number on it for you, Bob. It looked like it was number 48, which that would be Santino G, the freshman, 6 foot 195 from Lawrence High School, with a huge play to kick off the third quarter. And that's one of the dangers of trying to field a punt a kickoff when it's into the wind, is it's going to work its way back to the kick coverage team. And in that case, it worked perfectly for Ottawa, as that one landed and fell back towards the kick coverage team by about 10 yards. And just like that, the Braves are inside the 20 in Falcon territory.
First and 10 from the 15. Lewis is out there. He's going to hand it off. Looks like it goes to Reeder as he'll move up for a couple of yards to the 13.
That time, Reeder tried to slow play it and looked like he was kind of jogging, waiting for the hole to open, and just never did, and finally just falls forward to pick up what he can.
So it'll be second down and 8 at the 13 of the Falcons. Reeder to the right of Lewis, who is back out at quarterback. Dillard near side. It's going to be Teal to the far side. Lewis wants to throw. A little touch pass looks for Dillard, but it's a little far in front of him. He was led a little too far there, incomplete. Back there was Drake Damon.
Yeah, Damon not sucked in on the play action, was step for step with Dillard. It would have taken a pinpoint accuracy pass to put it in the arms of Dillard. He really couldn't even get to the ball as Lewis threw it out of the end zone.
Trayvon Hards will come into the game. He'll be over to the far side with Teal. It'll be Foose and Dillard here to the near side. Lewis needs to get to the line with 10 on the play clock. He'll have Reeder to the left of him. 3rd and 8 from the 13. 5 on the play clock. Lewis takes the snap. Has time. Nope, now he's going to come down. I think he's fumbled it. He did. The Falcons pick it up at the 20, the 25. And a good job there by the Braves to make a touchdown-saving tackle at about the 35 of the Falcons. That's the 4th turnover of the day.
And 2 turnovers within the first 50 seconds as the Braves give it right back to the Falcons. After the Braves kick team made a great play to recover the fumble on the opening kickoff of the second half, Spencer Lewis tries to step up into the pocket, gets swallowed up, and in the process loses the ball. Great tackle by James Reeder to bring the fumble recovery recipient to the ground as there was nothing but green space for him to rumble into the end zone. But Friends will start from their own 35.
Diaz will be to the left of Whitaker. Now Diaz will split out here to the near side. Whitaker has time, wants to throw over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. A good job there by the defensive back for Ottawa to punch it out of the hands of Perry, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Perry had inside position on Jalen King, who broke on the ball at the last second, ends up tipping it in the air, almost gets the interception himself. But Whitaker really letting it loose here. And at times has gotten away with some things this afternoon. Braves haven't really made him pay yet.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35 for the Falcons. 14:04 to go, third quarter. Diaz to the right of Whitaker. 2 receivers to both sides of the field. They'll hand it off to Diaz. Braves will bring him down. No gain there. Did not bite on any of the fake there.
Isaiah Veal and Cole Greenwood in on the tackle that time for Ottawa to swallow up Diaz. And Friends back into 3rd and long as they are 4 of 12 on the afternoon. Bob Friends has thrown it 35 times already, on pace to easily eclipse 50 passing attempts this afternoon. Whitaker 14 of 35, 180 yards, and he's in 3rd and 10 right now with his Friends offense.
Crandall, along with 2 other receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Whitaker shotgun. Diaz to the left of him. Whitaker wants to match up on the far side. It's going to be incomplete. A little bit of a height advantage over there on the far side. It looked like they were looking for Nagy, but it is incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
Trey Wheeler on the cover that time, and he was looking for a flag as he got a little shove in the back that time. Is Nagy trying to create some space, and Wheeler looking around at the officials, asking for a little bit of help. Don't get that offensive pass interference too often. Either way, the Braves able to force a 3-and-out after Friends gets the big turnover.
So good job for the defense to hold steady there. It'll be Foose back inside the 25. Low snap again by the punter. Kick is good. Foose will see it bounce at the 21. He's going to field it and go down. He should have called for a fair catch.
He made a bad play turn into something you can live with. I think if you're Coach K, is Foose made the smart play just to go down, caught it, and just rolled onto the ground. He knew that one was rolling inside the 10-yard line if he lets it go.
It'll be at the 12 of Ottawa. Not sure why I said he should have called for a fair catch.
And Bob, I got to tell you, after walking around at halftime, the wind doesn't look strong from up here, but it feels 20 to 30 mile an hour strong right now, and it is not letting up. So Ottawa's got to find a way to run the ball. I know Spencer Lewis has a strong arm, but Ottawa's got to develop some kind of running game right now.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, a handoff up the middle. That's a Reeder with a big hole. He's across the 20, the 25, and he falls forward to the 30 with a great power run there right up the middle.
It's a guard center guard just leading the way that time for James Reeder as they were able to get to the second level, and that's always a good thing.
17 yards on that run. Again, a handoff right up the middle. Reeder trying to feel around.
And he fumbled it again.
And we'll see who has it. Friends, the officials have signaled Friends for it. That is another turnover, the 2nd by Reeder today.
The 5th on the day for the Braves. And getting the fumble recovery was Adam Brown, the 6'2", 245-pound freshman from Wichita, Kansas, transfer from Washburn University. And James Reeder having a day that he is going to want to forget.
Well, this one going from bad to worse in a way of how sluggish it has gone. Each team has fumbled the ball twice or had 2 turnovers to start this third period. Whitaker and shotgun. Diaz to his left. He has 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Whitaker looks, throws, fires. It's going to be caught and down at about the 10. A nice catch there made by Wisby as he had a step on his defender.
That's a simple slant route. He got inside of Wheeler and works his way near the 10-yard line. Friends looking to strike quick.
19 yards on that pass play. 12:33 to go, third quarter, 17-7 Ottawa. Wisby to the far side. Two receivers here to the near side. Crandall, one of those. And back there in the backfield, it's going to be McShann to the right of Whitaker. Now Crandall in motion. They're going to give it to him. Jet sweep. The Braves are able to meet him right there. That's going to be a loss of some yardage there as the Braves also tried to strip it away.
All the credit's going to go to Isaiah Veal on that one, continuing to stretch that play all the way to the sideline and the boundary. And the runner finally had to plant his foot in the ground and try and cut back inside where all of the Braves were waiting for him. Ends up being a loss of 1.
So a 2nd and 11 now. Diaz will come back in.
Something to look at here, Bob. Jarrell Taylor's helmet is off here on the near side. Not a good sight for the Braves defense.
Whitaker shotgun, two receivers, no, 3 now to the near side, 1 to the far side. Whitaker will sling it out. It'll be caught by McShann, and he will be forced out of bounds, but not before he gets up to the 7 of Ottawa. So a gain of 5. So 3rd and 6 here for the Falcons. 11:25 to play. Third quarter. We got to see. We'll have to keep an eye on, see what's going on there with Taylor. 3 receivers bunched here to the near side in the triangle. Crandall in motion from near to the far side to make 2 receivers over there on the far side. Now Crandall back in motion to the near side, and the timeout called for by the Falcons.
That's one that they had to take, Bob. The play clock was under a second when the Falcons took that timeout, so both teams didn't get an opportunity to think about it here on 3rd down.
Well, and the question I would have here is in a position like this, I think you would want to move quickly. So would you have some plays ready to go right then and there without having to take this timeout?
Well, at this point, Friends is looking to punch this one into the end zone. They don't want to have to attempt a field goal. Your punter, who is also your kicker, took a big shot early on in the first quarter, and he had a punt partially blocked. Took the brunt of that hit in Nick Navarro, but just based off his extra point, he's got plenty of strength in the leg as he is a true freshman, but had no problem on the extra point early on. So I think right now Friends wants to think about it, make sure they pick the right play here. We know the mismatch is all over the field with the size from Friends. We saw the touchdown late in the second quarter with the tight end pop pass. Don't be surprised if they go back to it here.
So again, 3 receivers, near side, 1 in motion. Now back to the near side. Whitaker's going to roll out this way. The Braves bring an all-out blitz. It's going to be thrown here to the near side, incomplete. And Whitaker had to get rid of that one quickly.
Yeah, Colby Johnson putting pressure on that time on the blitz. Right into the face of Whitaker, and Friends is going to bring out the kicking unit.
Well, they do have to get a field goal if they want to tie it up at some point in time. And that's what they're going to do here as Navarro will come on. He'll have the wind at his back. This will be a 24-yard attempt. So Navarro, a right-footed kicker. 5 on the play clock. Snap. Kick is away. It's good. So Navarro cuts the lead to 7 for Ottawa. Or excuse me, to 7. It's 17-10. Ottawa in front. We'll take a 30-second break. 10:55 to go. You're listening to Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Every 16 minutes, someone dies on our nation's highways, resulting in thousands of fatalities a year. You can help stop this tragedy. Buckle up. Buckle up everyone in the vehicle. Wear helmets. Pay attention and reduce distractions. While October 10th is Put the Brakes on Fatalities Day, we need you to think about traffic safety every day. Don't let time run out.
Brought to you by the Kansas Department of Transportation and this station.
Back here as the Falcons bring this to a 7-point game. Braves in front 17-10 after 24-yard field goal by Nick Navarro. And Navarro will kick it off for the Falcons. It'll be a squib kick. It'll be taken at about the 15. Brought here to the near side. 30, 35, 40, 45, and brought down to the 48. Now we have a late flag. That was Corbin Chambers on the return for Ottawa, but we got to see what this flag is for.
And not sure that didn't see a late hit, didn't see a face mask.
Could it be a sideline violation?
It could be a warning, because that would be the first time it happened today. So they wouldn't lose any yardage, but the linesman really talking to Coach K after that play. And the Braves offense is backing up quickly. And looks like Connor Kagi could be going back in at quarterback.
So we'll see what this call is. There is no foul. So not sure what that was all about.
But the linesman here on the near side had a lot to say to Coach K after that play, which made me think it was a sideline warning. But they decided to pick it up. And Braves again with great field position, as they have really done a good job on kick return today.
So Kagi back in. Looks to be Chambers to the right of him. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. They'll hand it to Chambers. He finds a gap, gets across midfield, and he'll be brought down at the 46 of the Falcons.
That play was drawn up to go off of tackle. It's one thing that Chambers does a good job of doing, is when he sees a hole open, he just plants his foot and goes forward. Gotta like that. He's always falling forward, has his shoulders forward, and leans forward and picks up 7.
So it'll be second down from the 46 of the Falcons. Kagi again, shotgun. They'll hand it off to Chambers. He'll spill forward for maybe a yard. Looks like they're going to mark him for no gain at the 46, but he was still on top of a Falcon at that time.
Yeah, he actually rolled all the way to about the 44, and they're going to mark him back at the 46, so really he gains half a yard.
So third and a short 4. 9:50 to go, third quarter. Foose, Teal, and Dillard here to the near side. Chambers to the left of Kagi. Now Foose in motion. He'll come back to help block. Kagi rolls out here to the near side. Foose splits out, catches it 40, and he'll spill forward to the 36, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Foose stayed in the block, just kind of leaked out at the end of that play, just as a safety valve, probably the 4th or 5th option in that play, but I like that, bringing him in to just kind of give a little bit of a chip to the defensive end and then leak out for the easy first down.
Gain of 10. Kagi fakes the handoff, slings it out far side to Foose. He'll make the catch, gets up to the 30, and brought down at the 29 of the Falcons for a gain of 7.
And Foose is hurt, Bob. He got chopped down around the ankle at the end of that play, and he's going to limp off. They did call the trainers on, but he got cut down really low on that left ankle.
We'll see Jack Garcia come into the game for Foose. Nice little play, though, as Foose went from near to the far side, just a nice little route, and he was able to turn it into a gain of about 7. So 2nd and 3, handoff Chambers. He'll pick up a couple to the 27, so they'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, Chambers, again, just continuing to churn for as many yards as he can get. This defensive line has given Ottawa's offensive line problems all afternoon. We knew that coming in just with the size difference with the Falcons and the Braves.
So shotgun Kagi. Chambers to the right of him. 2 receivers near side. Now in motion. It's going to be Dillard. They'll give it to him on the little pitch. Dillard finds some room. First down yardage. Makes a stop. Makes a man miss. Another stop. Start. Stays in bounds. And he gets up to the 15. That man has more moves than the bowl full of Jell-O, Casey.
And again, Dillard just doing exactly what we've seen him do all season. It counts as a reception, but it's a jet sweep that goes forward and does enough on third down to pick up the first.
Gain of 12. This time they'll pitch it. They'll give it to Dillard. Same play, far side of the field. He's at the 10 and gets undercut. And he'll pick up a few more yards up across the 10 to the 8.
And Coach K just must feel like the numbers are in the Braves' favor on that jet sweep. They're continuing to keep their safeties back because they're worried about the big play option from Dillard. And Ottawa will pick up 7 or 8 yards on that play all day.
That was a gain of 7, handoff Chambers. He's going to be close to a first down as he gets up near the 6.
And Kagi took a long time, Bob, to decide if he was going to give that to Chambers. It was in the belly of Chambers about 2 or 3 seconds before he finally gave it to him. In that case, just you're inside the 10-yard line. Make your decision quickly and give it to him, because if you do, he's easily inside the 5.
3rd and 1 from the 6 for Ottawa. Kagi steps back, wants to throw, fires, wants Dillard. There's a flag. Dillard makes the catch. Touchdown. And we'll see if this is pass interference on the Falcons. We'll get the official call here.
It is. It's
a hold.
There's no doubt it is a pass interference or a hold on Friends. Dillard fought through it, actually had the defender holding his jersey when he made the touchdown reception. The Braves, of course, will decline it. And Ottawa able to extend their lead out to 23-10.
A big drive here, Casey. It went, looks like 8 plays and 52 yards. Ends on that 6-yard touchdown pass as Rodriguez will come on for the extra point. 7:08 to play, third quarter. Snap, placement, kick is away. And that, we got a flag, and it looks like we'll have movement on Ottawa for a false start. And so we will have to re-kick this one here. Yeah. So that'll push them back 5 yards, and the Braves will re-kick it here. So hold the phone on that extra point. So this time the extra point's going to be a 25-yarder. It's just a chip shot to Casey Weeder in his kicking days. Snap is good. Placement. Kick is away. It's blocked. It's picked up by the Falcons. Across the 20 and brought down at the 35.
And that keeps it at a 13-point lead for Ottawa. Kendall Miller makes the 2-point saving tackle. I'm not sure any of the offensive linemen would have been able to make that play, as Kendall Miller makes a big play in the scheme of things. But Ottawa able to respond after the Friends field goal, and more importantly, you get your starting quarterback out there, and a lot of those big plays made by your star receiver, Darian Dillard.
Keontae Stewart on the recovery. Now the Braves will kick it away. The Falcons are a little bit confused here because you've got a returner who has gone to the OU side of the field. And Casey, what you got?
Southwestern and Kansas Wesleyan tied at 20 going to overtime.
Wow.
And that could just be a killer for Kansas Wesleyan if they were to fall in that game.
I would, in all honesty, at this time of the year, I think I would like my chances against Kansas Wesleyan.
Well, you knew just kind of based off the way they started the season, teams were going to start to figure out, what they did well. And you knew the cold weather was going to have an effect on them. They had a lot of guys from California and Texas. And someone that grew up in Texas and myself, I could tell you this was kind of a shell shock, as Friends will call fair catch this time and finally take it at the 25.
So my question is, it was not the returner who called it.
It was not. It was his partner to the left of him.
Crandall was the one who got that. And, so that should not have been a fair catch. But, hey, you know what? Sometimes the rules of football are rewritten right in front of your eyes.
That's right. Well, and you look at the star players and the way Kansas Wesleyan does things. They're designed for a warm weather team. And, they like to sling it around. They're going to throw it deep downfield. And the colder it gets and the windier it is, you kind of, as we've seen today, you can have a totally different scheme for when you're going into the wind versus having the wind at your back. And we know how windy it gets in Winfield. And right now they're in a battle in overtime.
So this is going to be back to the 15 of the Falcons.
It really should be at the 25. I wonder if you'd have to really dive into the rule book here. If the returner isn't the one that calls fair catch, you have to wonder if the ball gets placed at where the individual fielded it.
And that must be it because Friends head coach is reading the riot act. He was yelling at somebody on the side.
Well, Crandall took the ball out like he was going to return it. So I don't know if they have a new illegal touching in that case, kind of like what you get with a punt return where if you actually return it when you call fair catch, the ball is dead where it's at.
Whitaker will call Crandall in motion. They'll fake the handoff to him, give it to Diaz. He'll crash forward and move up near the 20 for a gain of 5 on first down.
And Bob, I can tell you the winter weather having its effect today up in Carroll, Montana. They defeated Eastern Oregon 7-5.
Oof.
It was imagine that one was brutal.
2-out double in the bottom of the
3-run homer?
Something along those lines. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 19. Whitaker shotgun, wants to sling it quickly to the far side and does. It'll be caught over by Nagy, and it'll bring up 3rd and short at the 22 of the Falcons.
Jalen King makes the tackle that time to keep it a short gain, and now Friends back into 3rd down as they are 4 of 14 today.
Well, let's say forward progress to the 24. So it'll be 3rd and 2, really 3rd and 1. Whitaker looks, slings it quickly. It'll be incomplete as it goes off the arms of the intended receiver, Evans, who looked like he wasn't really ready for it.
He was still running about 3 yards downfield, just went right down the line of scrimmage and was working his way here to the near side and hadn't turned his head around, as you said. And a big break for Ottawa because Evans would have had enough for the first down.
So 4th and 1, the Falcons will have to punt here. Navarro back on. Foose will be back at about the 35. .5:58 to play, third quarter, 23-10. Braves in front. Snap is good. Kick is away. It's not a good one. It'll bounce at about the 44. Fair catch called for by Dylan Foose. The Foose. And the Braves will take it at their own 45. That was a good play there.
And also good to see Dylan Foose back out there, Bob. He took quite a shot on the lower left leg on that last drive after a catch and really came off the field limping substantially. So good for Ottawa in a couple ways that you managed to get a 3-and-out from Friends, and now you're going to get good field position. And Ottawa has had great field position all afternoon.
They really have. You take a look back, I'm pretty sure that there's only been a couple of times where they've maybe been inside the 20 here today.
And for me, Bob, this is probably the biggest drive of the game for Ottawa at this point. You come away with any type of points, you can get this back out to a 16-point lead or more. You feel really good at where you're at right now.
Kagi fakes it, throws it here near side, a little slant by Dillard, as Reeder was the running back that was on the fake. Chambers will come back in. The slant will make it all the way up to the 44, and that'll be a gain of 9.
Now Ottawa really trying to isolate Dillard one-on-one here. His Friends trying to get more players into the box. They're now with they just shifted into a 2-safety look, but on that last play, only 1 safety over the top.
Shotgun Kagi. Chambers in the backfield will take it. Finds a hole, has first down yardage. He'll drag a Falcon player across the 50 to the 45. Still on his feet. A little bit of hand fighting going on out there. But a nice carry there by Chambers, and the important part there is he secured the ball.
And, Bob, I had misspoke. Southwestern and Kansas Wesleyan starting the fourth quarter is at 20-20. So I want to make sure I get that out there. It's 20-20 to start the fourth, but still not a score that anyone expected today.
Not at all. Gain of 11 there by Chambers. First down, 1st and 10 from the 45. We'll swing it out quickly to Teal. Here on the near side. Oh, he makes a couple of men miss, and he'll pick up what could have been a loss. He'll pick up 5 yards to the 40.
Teal looked to be in some big trouble there, but he's able to shake Christian Ryan out of his shoes and then finds a way to pick up at least 5 yards.
The receivers near side. Kagi shotgun. Chambers to his left. They're going to move quickly. It's caught by Dillard, and that lanky frame is able to get up near the first down marker as he falls forward. They'll mark him maybe a yard shy at the 36.
Dillard going with the all-gold look today. Got the gold socks with the gold pants. Ottawa going black and gold today, but again, just making a great play on the hitch route to pick up what he can. and now you're in 3rd and short.
3rd and 1 from the 36. Kagi's going to keep it himself. He's going to pick up first down yardage as he gets across the 35 and into the 34.
And that's the first time we've seen Connor Kagi keep it today, and made the right read as that defensive end stayed home, didn't want to hand it off to Chambers, and just gets enough for the first down as Ottawa gets inside the 35.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 34 of the Falcons. The Falcons making a big deal about the hit on Kagi. The Braves just pointed at the scoreboard. Chambers to the right of Kagi. Dillard near side, 2 receivers to the far side. Kagi in trouble, and he's going to stay on his feet. Nope, he's going to be brought down. That's going to be a huge sack back to the 47 of the Falcons.
They ran right into the arms of Robert Garcia, the 6', 210-pound sophomore from Wichita, Kansas, and Bishop Carroll High School. And not sure where Kagi was going in that situation. Should have tried to work his way to the sideline, work back to the middle of the field, and right into the arms of Garcia.
The arms of a Garcia, he'll be set. It'll bring up 2nd down and 22 from the 46 of the Falcons. Kagi shotgun, Chambers to the right of him, 3 receivers to the far side. And Kagi will dump it off quickly to Chambers. He's got room. He's up to the 40 and falls forward to the 39 to get a good portion of that yardage lost back.
Friends defensively read that well, only gave up 8 or 9 yards on the play. And now you got to think 4-down territory if you're Coach K. Maybe pick up 10 or 12 on this one and then try and get it on 4th down.
3rd and 15. Braves are going to go empty backfield. Trips to the far side, Twins to the near side, 2:28 to play in the 3rd quarter.
And keep an eye on Dylan Foose on a seam route right down the middle of the field here. It's worked well here early on in the first half.
Oh, there's going to be movement by the defense, and that's what they're going to do. It's a wobbler. It's going to be incomplete. Dillard tried to go over the back of the defensive back, Deshaun McKinnon, but should be offsides against the Falcons.
And luckily for Ottawa, it was offsides as Kagi left a duck up there.
Yeah, that was a pretty well wounded duck. Looked like a Steve Bono special from the 95 Chiefs, I do believe, if I remember right.
A Brody Croyle special, maybe?
No, well, those are special passes.
Don't have those anymore, though.
No,
do you?
No.
You can make fun of me now with watching Dak Prescott play.
So the penalty moves the ball up to the 34. It'll make it 3rd and 10. As Chambers will split out to the far side with Dillard and Foose. Teal here to the near side, along with Wheeler, the tight end. Empty backfield, 9 on the play clock. Ball is spotted at the 34 of the Falcons. Kagi. Dillard wide open over the middle. Touchdown, Braves!
And Dillard left his defender. The defender had himself completely turned around, actually ran the opposite direction of Dillard when he made his cut on the post route. And that's the 2nd time we've seen Friends blow a coverage. Didn't bring any pressure, so it had to be a blown coverage. Garcia was into the face a little bit of Connor Kagi. But nice job by Connor to step into that throw and find Dillard wide open, and the Braves are starting to break this one open here on Senior Day.
Dillard needs 2 more touchdowns, I believe, to tie or break the regular season reception record for touchdowns. And timeout called for by Ottawa on the extra point because the special teams was not ready. We'll keep it here with 1:47 to play. 29-10. Your score, Ottawa in front. And as you mentioned, Braves starting to break this one open. Get you some updated scores here while we are waiting. Still tied 20-20 between Southwestern and Kansas Wesleyan. And an update on McPherson and St. Mary. St. Mary is now in front 34-6. McPherson has mailed in this one along with their Christmas cards for the rest of the season. So now the Braves are going to go for 2 here. And now another man has to come in at the last minute. That's going to be Garcia. So Chambers will be to the right of Kagi. Hards to the far side. Garcia, Dillard, and Foose here to the near side. 10 on the play clock. Kagi rolls out near side. Rolls out, looks, throws. Going to be incomplete. Looking for Dillard in the back of the end zone. It'll be knocked down with the big paw. So the extra point try fails. But it is 29-10 Ottawa. And we will take a 30-second break. You're listening to Ottawa University Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
The skills you can develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your skills in science, technology, engineering, and math that can help give you a leg up to a high-paying and rewarding STEM profession. Get a head start on your career while earning money to pay for college. Log on to NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities in the Army National Guard. Sponsored by the Kansas Army National Guard. Aired by the Kansas Association of Broadcasters and this station.
So the Braves, on a 34-yard touchdown pass, Kagi to Dillard. There was a flag on the field. I'm not sure if the coach, if maybe the Friends bench, if the coach has been flagged. What is going on here?
Well, Ottawa's still going to kick it off from the 35, so just a discussion. No, he is going to talk to Coach K about it. And
so we're not sure what that's all about.
The only negative, Bob, about the fact that Ottawa was able to score so quickly is the fact that there's still 1:49 remaining in the third quarter.
So what was that call? Did not hear what the official said. It is going to be a penalty.
It's going to be a 15-yarder. And Ottawa smartly going to take the there's two penalties. Ottawa's going to kick off from the Friends 35-yard line.
I think you could try an onside here just for giggles. I mean, why not? We'll see if we can figure out what this is all about. And now the Falcons players are being called off the field.
So you onside kick it. Okay.
And so
we have two personal fouls on sportsmanlike conducts on Sonny Brown and Deshaun McKinnon. And if I'm Ottawa, I onside kick this, Bob.
Oh, why not?
The worst that you can do is inside the 30-yard line, you got to go to at least the 25.
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's no harm in giving it a go.
Why not?
Right, even if you pooch it, it could get inside the – and Friends has one person back. You pooch this at around the 10-yard line, there's no way this returner who's standing in the back of the end zone is going to be able to field that kick. You can't call fair catch.
I'm not even sure what happened. It had to have been after – the 2-point conversion attempt, but didn't see anything. It must have been some jawing going on. Kick is away. It is going to be a squib kick, and they're going to just let that go into the end zone, and the Falcons will take it at their own 25.
So you get a net of 15 yards on that kickoff. Actually, 10 yards, as that one will be brought out to the 25. That's where I think if this game was closer, I think you do consider the onside kick. I'm sure that's probably one to say for Coach K after the game. Just a hypothetical question, just to see if that game's closer. Do you think about the onside?
Well, unfortunately, we won't be talking with him afterwards because of the senior walk. That's going to be the bummer part. But I completely agree. I think why not go for the onside? And if you get it, well, then you put this game out of reach. Two receivers far side, one on the near side. Whitaker slings it. It's going to be caught at the 30 over on that far side by Perry. It was a low throw, though. It'll be a gain of 5. So it'll be 2nd down and 5. Perry will come here to the near side along with the second receiver. Single receiver to the far side. Whitaker with two backs with him in the backfield. Shotgun for Whitaker. They're going to hand it off. That's going to be McShann. He's going to drag some players with him as he moves up across the 30 to about the 38. And it'll bring up a gain of 3. And it'll be 3rd and 2. Or excuse me, to the 33. So 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 3rd and 2 for the Falcons at their own 33. Single receiver here to the near side. Twins to the far side. Whitaker will hand it off. And it's going to be close right at the sticks, but I believe Diaz has got it as he makes it to the 35.
Yeah, that last little effort there at the end, he had some contact after a couple of yards, but managed to drag a tackler or two and finish off the run for a first down.
Well, I'm surprised here, Casey, because they've ran it here. They were throwing it around like the football was going out of business at the beginning of this game.
Whitaker with only 6 attempts here in the third quarter.
Handoff right up the middle, McShann. I'm sorry, Casey, as he gets across the 40 to the 42.
Yeah, Whitaker's 17 of 41, 209 yards, and right now Friends just trying to pick up some momentum offensively as they have given up back-to-back touchdowns, and I think Friends is going to let the clock run out here in the third quarter.
So 4 in the books. It's 29-10. Ottawa in front. We'll take a 60-second break. You're listening to Ottawa University Braves football here on 1220 and 103.7 KOFO.
Nothing is more important than the health of kids in Kansas. Schools and child care providers are doing their part to help kids grow up healthy by offering tasty, nutritious food choices and fun ways to be physically active. See what's going on with child nutrition and wellness in Kansas at www.kn-eat.org. Now is a great time to learn how to eat smart and play hard for life. Brought to you by the Kansas Department of Education and this station.
Turkey hunters, grab your shotgun. The KOFO Turkey Shoot is underway. We play Turkey Shoot Monday through Friday mornings at 6:20, 7:20, 8:20, and 12:20 during your lunch hour for your chance to win a holiday turkey from Cosentino's Price Chopper. If you guess correctly how many times it takes our turkey hunter to bag the bird, you win. If not, you don't go away empty-handed. You still win a consolation prize from one of our many sponsors. Good luck, turkey hunters. Your family's counting on you. Play Turkey Shoot and win from Cosentino's Price Chopper and KOFO.
Oh, the Braves with almost an interception as it was 2nd down and 3 from the Falcon 42. Pass here to the near side was intended for, looked like, is that a 20? That is a 20, but 20 on the roster is Juan Salazar, who's listed as a linebacker.
Well, maybe they thought he could do some damage in the pass game, but Taylor Petty almost had himself an interception. The junior, who you'll hear a lot more about next year, as he will fill that spot left by Mike Sanchez, but almost had himself an interception on 2nd down.
Was being Crandall to the far side, single receiver near side. Whitaker shotgun. He's got McShann here to the near side, and he throws it over McShann's head as he was feeling the pressure. It'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what the Falcons decide to do here.
McShann, a 5'10", 208-pound sophomore from Millville, New Jersey, and that pass had a little too much zip on it, and Whitaker just hasn't been able to make that throw. That's the 3rd or 4th time he's tried to go to his tailback out of the backfield and has just overthrown him.
So it'll be 4th and 3 from the 42, 14:51 to play in this ball game. Shotgun for Whitaker. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. They're going to go for a slant over the middle. Picked off as it goes off the hands of the receiver across the 30, the 35, and out of bounds goes Ottawa University, and they'll have great field position. And guess what, Casey? It's time for the turnover mask.
Time for the mask, which I feel like we should have discovered the turnover plank instead of Kennesaw State. Still the greatest one out there. There's some good ones, as Thomas Pearson puts it on the face of Taylor Petty. The transfer from the University of St. Mary. Goes 6'2", 205, has great size for a safety. Mike Sanchez has been the senior leader at safety all year. Kind of maybe a passing of the torch going forward for next year.
So all the way up to the Friends 24-yard line. And we'll see if Coach K goes for the dagger with the one shot down the field here.
Maybe some trickery, too. Maybe a reverse pass or a flea flicker. We've seen him do that from this situation as well.
Chambers will be to the left of Kagi in shotgun. Garcia and Dillard near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Kagi looks, throws, wants it, floats it, wants it. It's picked off into the end zone.
Trying to find Jack Garcia on the wheel route.
And that was not a good matchup because Garcia, I think, was outsized on that one.
Just a great play as well on the interception. That's going to be Christian Ryan who makes that interception, Bob.
So Kagi throws his third interception of the day, and I believe that's the fifth turnover?
Sixth turnover.
Sixth. So Falcons will take over at their own 20 after the Braves get an interception themselves. And so, Casey, the momentum just comes crashing down. Looks like the Braves have some backups in here getting some playing time. Whitaker will send Crandall in motion from near to the far side. He's going to fake the handoff, wants to go deep, has a man. Going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Nagy, but a great job by the defender just to get in front of him and keep him from moving as he was looking for the football.
Nagy was the one who created the contact there on Johnston, who was on the coverage. And Nagy looking for a flag, but if he would have just kept running down the field instead of working his way back towards the numbers, would have had a chance to make the catch. Instead, he comes up short.
So again, Whitaker will hand it off, this time to Diaz. Wanted to go up the middle, bounces it outside, and he's going to be forced out of bounds as the Braves just force him along the line, maybe a gain of a yard to the 21.
Looks like that was Veal forcing him out of bounds. Jalen Scarr also there on the tackle for the Braves. I'll like to see him make a move into the starting lineup next year. 5'10", 205 out of Wichita, Kansas. Wichita Collegiate High School could see him fill the spot left by Kendall Miller going forward as Miller and Scarr in at the middle positions right now for the Braves.
3rd and 9 from the 21. Ball at the far hash. Through receivers near side, one to the far side. Whitaker looks, throws, fires. It's going to be caught over the middle, and he pays for it at the 35. Does the receiver.
And Bob, it is going to be tough to decide who is defensive MVP for this team, but yet again, it's Kendall Miller making tackle after tackle for this team. We know he's not the most vocal leader on this team, but from where he was a year ago to where he is now, a complete change of a player, for sure.
No doubt about that one. That was a catch by Nagy to the 25, a gain of 4, and the Falcons will have to punt with 13:10 left to go. Navarro back on. Snap is good. Rugby-style kick. Fair catch called for by Foose. And it'll bounce at the 44, and it will peter out at the 43. So the Braves will take over at their own 43. 12:55 to play.
Give you some updated scores here. It's still 20-20 Southwestern and Kansas Wesleyan with 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. St. Mary's up big on McPherson, as Bob mentioned. 27-14 Sterling over Bethel, and Tabor up 31-21 on Avila. And I believe that one is a final now, the Tabor-Avila game. We'll see if that one did go final. No, minute 17 remaining in the third quarter.
Shotgun for Kagi. He's going to hand it off to Chambers. Chambers finds a nice hole across the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and that's where he'll be brought down. What a great job by Corbin Chambers to find enough of an opening, and he picked up big yardage.
Yeah, and the future of the running game is so bright. You'll have James Reeder coming back as a junior. Chambers is a sophomore. Dalen Johnson will be a sophomore as well. You got to like what's coming back next year for the Braves.
27-yard run by Chambers. Kagi again will hand it off to Chambers. He's going to be met at the line. It'll be no gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 30.
Adam Brown, the freshman transfer from Washburn University, with the stick on Chambers that time, not letting him go like the Falcons did on the previous play.
So 2nd and 10 from the Falcon 30, 12:15 to play. Shotgun. Kagi pitches it again to Dillard. He's up to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. Goodbye. Touchdown, Dillard, on the little shovel pass. 30 yards.
That shovel pass does count as a pass, Bob, so that's another touchdown reception for Darian Dillard.
So Kagi to Dillard, and this game is blown open now, 35-10, barring the extra point. What a Dillard! That's going to put him over 200 yards today receiving. Casey was not paying attention. Foose has 79 yards today.
Ottawa has quietly gotten over 400 yards of offense now. They're sit at 434 after that most recent touchdown.
Rodriguez's extra point is good, and with 12:05 to go in the game, Dillard is one touchdown away from setting a record as Ottawa's in front 36-0. As I mentioned, Dillard, right now it stands at, and that is where he's at, 198 yards on 14 receptions today and 3 touchdowns. If he's not KCAC Player of the Week, barring what we'll have to see what other players have done, but that's a fantastic stat right there, Casey.
Oh, it is, and he just made play after play all season long. Been the go-to receiver for Connor Kagi and Spencer Lewis from that quarterback position, but it's his ability to not just run routes, but when he has the ball in his hands, to find open areas of space. And that play he had against Tabor is the one I probably remember the most, that really put the game out of reach. And when Ottawa was the KCAC ESPN3 game of the week, a game when Ottawa was out without their starting quarterback a week after getting beat by Kansas Wesleyan 70-24 to come back and win that game with your starting quarterback out of the game.
So Rodriguez will kick it away. It'll be angled here to the near side, and it'll go to Crandall at the 2-yard line. He'll bring it up the hash marks. He's across the 10, and he's going to be brought down at the 15. The ball came loose, but I think they're going to say he was down at the 22. So after a slow start by Ottawa, they have it's been a quiet 434 yards of offense.
Well, and Baba, just taking a look at records here, touchdowns by a non-QB would put Dillard in second place all by himself. He has 21 right now, is that correct, or 22?
Yeah, 21.
21, so it would put him in third place behind Clarence Anderson, who had 22 in a season. Still trying to check on touchdowns receiving to see where that might be. We'll keep you updated on that.
Whitaker will roll out far side as he sends everyone long. He's got a man. It'll be incomplete as it goes through the hands of Perry, who would have been a great catch and a big play. But Perry can't come up with the yards. Back there for Ottawa in the secondary was Trey Wheeler. But that'll make it second down and 10 from the Falcon 22. And that pass right there was the 47th pass of the day, Casey, for Whitaker.
After having 33 in the first half, Friends tried to get the running game going, but when you're down by 3 scores, it's really tough to stick with the run game, as they've got to try and put it in the air here.
Whitaker's going to fake the Diaz. He's going to throw it. It'll be incomplete, as it was Wisby, the intended receiver. He wanted a flag as the arm of Diaz, or of the defensive back for Ottawa Keene came around, but that was well uncatchable.
And Kansas Wesleyan, Bob, has taken the lead 27-20 with 2:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. So they are looking to finish off their undefeated regular season in Winfield.
But there's some definite weaknesses there that they're going to have to shore up before they get the playoff road next week. Whitaker shotgun, 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. A nice move here to the near side. It's going to be incomplete as it goes out of the hands of Wisby once again, and that'll bring up 4th down. How much time is left in that game, Casey?
2:38, and Southwestern was 4th and 7. So they were deep in their own territory, so they needed to convert to keep it alive.
So a punt here by Navarro. Foose will be at the Braves 45. 11:41 to go in this one.
And for our listeners, and Baldwin Baker is up 7-0 on Evangel. That one for the North Division Championship.
Navarro's kick will be hung up in the air. Fair catch called for by Foose at the 44 of the Falcons. And so, again, great field position for Ottawa.
Another one, national scheme. Langston leads Oklahoma Panhandle State 13-3. Langston looking to clinch the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship with a victory there. They should host in the first round of the NAIA tournament next week in the NAIA playoffs. Be interesting to see who Kansas Wesleyan gets, Bob. It'll probably be a team out of the Mid-States or out of the GPAC, which would be a tough matchup either way.
Kagi will be in shotgun. 2 receivers stacked here to the near side. Dillard in motion. They're going to pitch it to him again. And he's going to be bottled up at the line. A gain of a yard, though, to the 44 of the Falcons. So my question to you, Casey, is do you see the Braves cracking into the top 20 after today's win?
Just kind of depends on who loses in front of them. Trying to see. One big shocker for me is Montana Tech leading Rocky Mountain 31-27. That was a game that I believe Rocky Mountain has already clinched the Frontier, but they were leading. They were in first place going into today, and Montana Tech might actually sneak in as a at-large if they finish that one off.
Kagi with it at 2nd and 9 from the 44 of the Falcons. Will hand it off to Chambers, who goes up the middle. He'll scoot and dude his way up to the 40, and that'll be a gain of 4. It'll make it 3rd and 5.
And Bethel just scored, Bob. It's 27-22 now, Sterling.
So that one getting close. Bethel pick up a victory before the season is out.
The Fighting Farm Instruments, Bob. Gotta love the Threshers.
It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 40. Kagi in shotgun. Dillard here to the near side. 1 receiver to the far side. Kagi pump fakes, wants Dillard the entire way. He's got his men beat. He overshoots him just a little bit. It was actually right there close. Oh, it'll be 4th and 5. But there is a flag. Is there a flag?
No, it just leaves in the end zone. But he just overshot him, and I think Kagi's going to want that one back. Just put too much air under it. Got caught in the wind. And I think Dillard might have lost it in the sun a little bit, having to look back. And Ottawa's going to go for it here on 4th down. Coach K really wants to get Dillard that 20-second touchdown.
Well, especially after what happened with last year, being a lost year for Dillard because of injury. I know that Coach K has been he really likes this kid, and now we're going to have movement. Free play. Kagi's going to look for Hards, and Hards almost made a one-handed catch, but it'll be incomplete. And we'll see. There's no flags out there at all. So they're just going to let the play go. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, even Friends thought it was an offsides on them.
So the Falcons will take over at their own 40. I think the officials are just wanting to go home at this point. It's cold. It's windy. They know they don't have any playoff berths because I'm not sure that they would work any playoff games. It's lonely being an official in the KCAC. Whitaker in shotgun. He'll have a back to the right of him. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. That's Diaz. They'll give it to him, and he will pick up a couple of yards, and he's hurt.
Colby Johnson lowering the boom on that one.
And he is slow to get up. He is holding his hand.
He got really just sandwiched at the end of that play.
He's holding his left arm gingerly.
Yeah, I think it might be a stinger potentially, and
that is not good because he just went down as he was trying to get off the field. He's going to need some help.
Yeah, Diaz today, 16 rushes for 39 yards, had a long of 7. Ottawa's held Friends to 2.6 yards per carry, 23 rushes for 60 yards. Ottawa, on the other hand, 27 rushes, 150 yards, over 5 yards a carry.
So McShann will come in. He'll be to the left, Whitaker. Nagy will be here to the near side. Now Chambers will join him, Crandall. 1 to the far side. Whitaker faces some pressure. He gets rid of it. It's going to be almost picked off as cutting in front of the receiver was the defensive back for Ottawa University. That was Trey Wheeler.
Just a good break on it. Ball was thrown a little late, and Wheeler cuts in front of the receiver. We'll make sure we recognize all the seniors here at the end of this one, Bob, as start reading through some names and some thank yous as we get closer to finishing this season up, as the Braves look to flip the losses from a year ago with 8 into 8 wins in 2018.
3rd and 7 from the 43. And what a turnaround, Casey. I don't think anyone saw this coming. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Pass will be incomplete as it was thrown low. It was intended. It looked like for... Let's see who that was. That looked like...
Yeah, that was the tight end again, Bob, and that was...
it looked like Nellums, actually.
Yeah, it was back to Evans, actually, the tight end from Victoria, Texas, transfer from Eastern Arizona Community College.
And Navarro will be back on to punt it away. Foose is back at the 26. 9:23 to go. Rugby-style kick. It'll bounce at the 31. Roll past the 25 off of the Falcon. And the 24 is where the Braves will take over.
And Kansas Wesleyan just finished it off as they just scored again, as it's now 33 to 20. And they are going to finish the season undefeated. But as you said, they have not put out the performances the last few weeks that we saw in dominating fashion early on. And it's a real shame Ottawa had to play Kansas Wesleyan so early in the season. I think Ottawa has come such a long way, and based off the score from a week ago against Avila and the way the Braves played Avila 3 weeks ago, you feel like it would be a better matchup than it would have been in week 3.
So Chambers will be in the backfield. They're going to go power I here, or actually just a straight I formation, as they bring in the fullback, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. And they will stand Chambers up. He's actually going to lose a couple of yards back to the 22. So a loss of 2 there on the run. 8:57 to go. Braves in front 36 to 10. Foose and Dillard split out here to the near side. Hards and Teal to the far side. Shotgun for Kagi. It'll be thrown to Dillard. He'll catch it at the 28. Breaks a few ankles and then goes backwards.
Might have broken, not physically breaking his ankles, but more of a unfortunate event that he decided to juke himself out of his own shoes at the end of that play.
Yeah. He'll pick up the yards lost +1. It'll be 3rd and 9. So nobody in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Ball is at the 25 of Ottawa. Kagi. He's going to just have to take off with it. He's to the 35. And he's going to have enough for the first down to the 36. As Kagi will pick it up on his own.
And Bob, Connor Kagi will make the transition from football to basketball, as he is a 2-sport athlete here at Ottawa. Reminder that Ottawa men's and women's basketball starts on Wednesday. KOF will have that for you, as the Braves will take on Avila from Wilson Fieldhouse. Women at 6, men at 8.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 37. I formation. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Chambers will take it. He'll push forward to the 41. Good push by the offensive line that time, Casey.
And they've got some backups into the game on the offensive line right now who are doing a good job. Let's see if we can get some numbers out there. Miles Rutledge started. Brendan Grau has been in the game a little bit here down the stretch. He's a freshman. Also got Kyle Klingensmith into the game.
So a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down, 7. 7 minutes to go. Ball at the 40 of Ottawa. I formation again. Chambers will push forward. And he'll be up to the 43.
Some extracurriculars at the end of that play. As Arnaldo Mendoza not happy with a couple of defensive linemen there.
And it'll be 3rd and 4.
And Friends has a player down near the 45-yard line.
So an injury here. And I hate to see that. And they are continuing to jaw the offensive line and the Falcons. The officials will have to try to get some control on this one, as it's beginning to get a little chippy out here. And the Falcon player who was down was Caleb Hoyt, the linebacker from Andover. He's a sophomore. He's going to come off under his own power. But it'll be third down and about 4 from the 43 of Ottawa. Shadow is starting to overtake the field here at Braves Field. Tell me a story, Casey. Come on.
No, Bob. I don't have stories.
Oh, come on. You played football. I'm just a media fatty.
Not ones I can say on air, Bob.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Twin receiver set to the far side, 10 to the near side. Kagi shotgun. Wants Dillard. It goes right through his hands. It'll bring up fourth down. Kagi was channeling his inner Spencer Lewis as he just blasted that one to Dillard.
He threw it so hard it went through the hands of Dillard and almost into the hands of Foose, who was 15 yards downfield. And Braves will punt it away here.
6:25 to go. Falcons will have one back. And that one special one will be Blair Perry. He'll be at around the 18 for the Falcons. It'll be Jared DeMott who will be on to punt this one. That rugby-style kick is fantastic, as that's going to bounce at about the 6, roll inside the 5, and all the way down to the 1-inch line. Oh, my goodness.
What a punt by DeMott. Wow. Absolutely blasted. The punt of the year coming in the fourth quarter with 6:13 remaining in your season.
Hey,
and he's had 2 boomers today, Bob.
You know what? It doesn't matter how late it is. If it gets done, it gets done. And kudos to the special teams, because you can't get any closer to the end zone.
That's actually like that's like the quarter-yard line. That's not even the half-yard line.
If we were using the metric system, I'm not even sure what it would be right now.
For DeMott, who had a 56-yard punt on his first punt of the day. Not sure. What did that one end up at, Bob? I didn't catch the final yardage, but it was over 50 yards.
So, go ahead, Casey. Whitaker will have a man behind him. He's going to have to be sure about it. He rolls out to the far side. He gets rid of it quickly, and it's going to be caught at about the 8-yard line by Crandall. A great job there as the Braves were trying to get him dead to rights.
And give a lot of credit to Whitaker for not stepping out of the back of the end zone. He was very close with his right leg, stepping out, had a lot of confidence to step into it and throw it right out to Crandall.
That'll be a gain of 7. He's to the 8. Second down and 3. Handoff. That's going to be the running back, McShann. He'll pick up the first down as he gets across the 10 and up to the 12 for a gain of 4.
And even though the Braves have had 6 turnovers today, Bob, Friends has 0 points off those turnovers. And that is how you managed to win a game, even though you were behind in the turnover stat -4.
And a team who had come in with a lot of, as Whitaker will fake the handoff, he's going to look, throws, fires over the middle. It'll be caught, 25, 30, at the 40, the 45, and knocked out of bounds at midfield. Goes Littleton, the wide receiver, and a big play there. That's going to be a gain of 28.
Well, Littleton had Colby Johnson in coverage that time and was unable to make the tackle, and Johnson tried to chase him down from behind before he was finally knocked out of bounds by Mike Sanchez. But a big pickup there for Friends, who has to go 99 yards on this drive to score.
A gain of 30 as it's up to the 42. They'll pitch it out here to McShann. He's going to get strung out and forced out of bounds. That's going to be a loss all the way back to about the 45.
Stretched out on the play by Josiah Wilson, who is playing his final game of his career today. And he was able to extend the arm and keep the right tackle at bay and then string the play all the way out to the sideline. And running back had to step out of bounds for a loss of 2.
Well, this defense for Ottawa really has played very well in the last 4 ball games of the season. As Whitaker looks, throws, fires. It's caught near side. The reception, Nagy. He'll catch it at the 42, and that'll be enough for the first down. It'll be a gain of 13. And so 1st and 10 now from the Braves 42, 4:14 left to go. Falcons sending out receivers. Crandall and Nagy here to the near side. Now Crandall in motion near to the far side to make it 3 receivers over there. Whitaker will dump it off. He was looking for McShann. It goes right through his hands, incomplete.
Whitaker, 21 of 55, 269 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Leading receiver now for Friends is Cade Nagy, 6 receptions, 68 yards. Blake Crandall with 5 receptions for 60 yards. On that big pass play, were able to eclipse 300 yards of total offense for the day. They now have 334, but the running game is really where they you feel like they would have had an advantage today because of the size up front, and Ottawa's only given up 65 yards.
One thing that I've noticed, just 5 penalties today between the two teams. As Whitaker in shotgun has 2 receivers to both sides of the field. Passes it here to the near side. It'll be incomplete. Knocking it out of the hands of the intended receiver is Colton Tafoya, who has made some big plays in his time out there on the field.
Well, and you look at Tafoya going forward. He's just a freshman out of Bigsby, Oklahoma. And you also talk about the fact that Devin Johnston, also a freshman out of Leavenworth. One of the things that's made this team so good is the depth at positions that they just didn't have over the last couple of years.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 42. Single receiver to the near side, 3 to the far side. McShann in the backfield. Whitaker has a man, and he just overshoots Crandall. Crandall had no idea where the ball was even at.
And that's Whitaker throwing into a solid 15 to 20 mile an hour wind and overshoots his receiver by 20 yards. Definitely has the arm.
He has
no doubt about it. It's a shame that Friends didn't really find their offensive identity until 4 games ago, because this team could have been really dangerous at the beginning of the season if they would have been able to put the numbers up that they have over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, I totally agree with that statement. Wisby breaks out here to the near side. 3 receivers will move to the far side. Whitaker with McShann to his right in shotgun. It's 4th and 10 from the 42 of Ottawa, and Whitaker just has to get rid of it. He faced pressure, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
And it's Kendall Miller yet again, Bob, on the pressure, makes Whitaker pay for it.
And he's a kid that you can look at leadership-wise to say, look what happens if you stick with the program and build and put in the work. Because he went from somebody who had seen some time and would make a play here or there to really a huge beast of a linebacker this year.
And he doesn't have the size to play in the middle, but he has the smarts and the speed to do it. And that could be really the definition of an Ottawa player. How many times have we seen guys that don't have the size to play in a position, but have the smarts and the speed to make up for it? And it's been exciting to see the transformation of Kendall Miller at the linebacker position.
Kagi went under center as the Braves go with the I formation. They'll hand it off to the fullback, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards as Winston Porter. Am I looking at that correctly? No, it
looked like that was Jakeem Martin, Bob,
yes,
the 5'10" senior from Vermilion Community College from Conyers, Georgia. And if my numbers are correct, that was his first carry of the season.
I believe you're right. Kagi will fake the handoff, play action, throws it. Wanted Wheeler. It was right in front of him, but he just couldn't come up with it. It'll be incomplete and bring up 3rd and 12. Wheeler was wide open. Just couldn't come up with the catch.
And Kendall Miller, coming into this game, had 73 total tackles. Has to be close to 10 or 15 today, but 11 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 1 interception. But coming into the season, he had a total. I'll have to take a look here and see what his career was. But I would have to say he had less than 20 tackles coming into the year. Last year had 9 total tackles, and then had 2016 9, 2017 34, and this year 73.
3rd and 12. Kagi with it. Rolls to the far side of the field. He's just going to get rid of it. It'll be incomplete. And there'll be a personal foul against the Falcons. It'll give the Braves a first down.
Yes, Kagi took quite a shot. Now Arnaldo Mendoza needs to get out of there as he decided he wanted to get in the mix after the play.
And a dumb penalty by Sonny Brown, the linebacker.
A little bit of frustration there from the Friends linebacker, who made a great play to string the play out and really force Kagi to throw it away. And Ottawa had really given up on that drive, and it's going to extend it here on third down with the 15-yard penalty.
So that'll put the ball into the Falcons' side of the field. There was no need for that one. The play was over.
And the official's mic not working here. And it is unsportsmanlike conduct.
The official's microphone working like the speaker at a McDonald's where you're getting every other word. Oh, and the player has been kicked out. So Brown has been kicked out.
That might be his, I believe that might be his second personal foul, if I'm not mistaken.
He is still to leave the field. Or has the coach been disqualified?
Yeah, Sonny Brown is still back at the linebacker position. But both teams have to be careful here. You're not looking to get anyone hurt late, and they are still jawing over here.
Dion Minley and his assistant coaches giving it.
And they didn't mark off 15. They only marked off 12. So it should be first down here.
Yeah, this is...
They definitely miscounted.
Well, it should with a personal foul. Yep, no, it is Sonny Brown who is out. He is gone. And now they're fixing it. It should have been an automatic first down no matter what with the personal foul penalty.
It's unfortunate for Sonny Brown, who's had a great game, the transfer from Dodge City Community College, 6'2", 210 sophomore. But that'll be it for him and his afternoon.
And so he'll have to leave the field. And now Friends coach still talking with the officials over on the far side. 2:51 left to go. At the rate we're going right here, Casey, this will be like an NBA game with the way the fourth quarter ends. It'll be Tuesday by the time it's done.
They'll walk us right into Ottawa basketball on Wednesday.
And now, Brown is leaving the field. He's headed back to the locker room. And this should add some fuel to the fire for next year's Friends Ottawa University game.
As you know, Bob, this is not a civil rivalry, to say the least.
No.
When you look back over the years, a little bit of animosity on both sides, and I know for Coach K, it's definitely personal because of the 2008 and how that ended, and how the Braves missed out on a conference championship that year, and then the way 2009 went, where Ottawa was up 42-7 at one point, and Friends fought back, and Ottawa ended up winning that game 49-42. But they've always gone back and forth, and some of it goes back to the Monty Lewis years, and will probably continue on for eternity at this rate.
A gain of 5 by Reeder as the handoff went to him. Up the middle, he's at the 40 of the Falcons. As Ottawa's not seem to be liked by a lot of teams in the KCAC. Kagi will hand it off again to Reeder. Reeder bounces it out here to the near side, the 35, and he'll be brought down, and then there's a late hit right there.
After the play, and that one is going to go...
That's going against Javon Polk.
And Ottawa has to be careful here as well. Just not worth it to get ejected in the last game of the season. And Polk definitely knew what he was doing in that situation.
Yeah,
5'10" senior from Senatoba, Mississippi, transfer from Waldorf College.
That was a dirty, dirty hit right there.
But what a change from a year ago, Bob. I can remember sitting up here with you when Ottawa lost to Kansas Wesleyan to finish off last year, and it was just you knew going into the game it was going to be a tough task. Ottawa got blown out by Kansas Wesleyan, and we're sitting next to the play-by-play guy for Kansas Wesleyan, hearing him so excited about their season a year ago. And to see where this team is now, about to win their 8th game of the season, and are going to do it in fine fashion yet again.
And it has been an incredible turnaround, as it's another 15-yard penalty against the Falcons for a personal foul. We talked about how it had been a relatively clean game. Well, I'll never make that statement again.
And I couldn't tell just because of the mic if they had thrown that player out or not, which he could have been called for targeting in that situation, as he was defenseless at that point. But I'm sure Coach K is going to want to try and punch this one here. Punch one more in. Maybe go back to Darian Dillard one more time.
So that'll move it up to the 17. Yeah, it does not look like anybody got kicked out.
Because it would have been the first personal foul on Polk.
So handoff, Reeder bounces it here to the near side. He'll be stood up at the 15. And he'll be a gain of 2. So it'll be a good 2nd down and 8.
Plenty of talent coming back for this team next year, Bob, but it is going to be tough to replace the likes of Darian Dillard.
Oh, it is. There is no doubt. But they're not bare.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think Trevon Hards will be a fantastic receiver with some more seasoning. You've got Dylan Fuchs. You've got Kyle Teal that go out there. And Garcia's going to come in at quarterback here to finish this one out, as Kagi will take a seat. Reeder will be to the right. They'll pitch it to Dillard. Dillard has it, comes around to the far side. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He'll have first down yardage, I think. I don't know if that was a late hit out of bounds. Didn't see a flag, but it was certainly close to the to that touchline over there. But it's first down yardage to make it 1st and goal from the 8.
And that would have put him over 200 yards receiving. So he's now got 16 for 202.
Oh, nope, they're going to say he's a yard shy of a first down. And so they'll go right back to it again, as Dillard will pick up the first down as he moves up to the 5. That'll be a gain of 3. As they go back to the little pitch right there again. And Dillard, 208 yards of receiving yardage today. 38 seconds to go. I think they're going to try to punch this one in. I know it's not going to make the Friends Falcons fans happy or the coaches, but I think they really want to get Dillard that touchdown. And that's I don't know how I feel about that either way. Garcia will pitch it to Dillard. He cuts inside. He's inside the 5. He's inside. Touchdown, Dillard. And that is his 4th of the day.
And there's a little bit of a congregation in the end zone again, Bob, after that play's over. And Clarence Anderson is on the field. When you have as many touchdowns as Clarence does, I guess you deserve to get on the field at least once, even if you're not a player.
16 seconds left to go. There were some flags afterwards, I believe, for unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, that would be on Clarence, Bob. You can't run into the end zone as a coach. I don't think that works.
No.
But hey, I think it was, and I think that if we might have had the touchdowns, the season touchdowns wrong. That was number 23, then he would have broken Clarence's record.
We'll have to double check that one.
And there's a different kicker into the game, Bob, as well.
Kick is up, and it's good. Alexi Lopez was the kicker. 42-10 with 16 seconds left to go.
And that kick was absolutely smashed. Lexi Lopez, 6'4", 220 from Menlo Park, California, transferred from Foothill College. And he left no doubt.
No.
And I'm glad that's the first time he has been out and kicked, played in a game all year in Ottawa, just enjoying it here late. And it is not making the Friends faithful very happy, or the players, which hopefully this one just ends quietly. But with the way things are going right now, I don't see that happening.
No, and the handshake is going to be more than contentious. And it was, I believe, the Bethany game this year where I thought a fight was going to break out afterwards.
And what was so incredible about this is the fact that this game was so quiet for really 3.5 quarters.
Another unsportsmanlike against Ottawa.
And they're just going to end it? They're not even... What is going on? Uh-oh.
Coach K admittedly now talking at the 40-yard line.
I think he's going to try and explain what the personal foul was for. Unless he wants to just end it.
And that could...
Which can be done.
This has been probably the most bizarre football game.
16 seconds left, and this fourth quarter has felt like it has taken an eternity.
This whole second half has. This is...
So how much yardage are they going to mark off here?
It's going all the way back to the 10.
So they would have gotten... So it was so there were 2 personal fouls. That would be a 30... That's...
So it looks like, because it was after the touchdown and then after the extra point, there were.
So Lopez will kick off here, the lefty. And, Bob, if my recollection is correct, this is the first time another lefty has been out on the field since 2010.
I wonder who that would have been.
I don't know that guy.
The Falcons will return it. They get into Braves territory to the 49. And now another dust up here at midfield. And with 8 seconds left to go, the Falcons,
I would expect, would take a knee, but...
at the way this game is going, who knows? They're going to it's going to be the 49 of Ottawa.
The Braves are going to finish 8-2 in the KCAC, 8-2 overall.
And that looks like, the Falcons are they going to, nope, they're going to take a knee. That's going to be it. And this one is over.
They are not going to shake hands.
No, they are not. They are going straight over to the far end zone.
And they're just going to call it good. Wow. Can't say I've seen that before.
No, this is just...
That's unbelievable.
This, again... the most bizarre. We've seen just some bizarre things here today. The Braves pick up a 43-10 victory. Let's take a 2-minute break. Casey and I will come back and regroup and try to figure out what exactly is going on right now. As Coach K, it looks like he just got rejected by the head coach for Friends on a handshake. Who knows? So let's take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Braves Football here on 1220 at 103.7 FM KOFO.
Want to sit front row and see the Chiefs play at Arrowhead Stadium? KOFO and McCoy's Furniture Loft want to send you. All you have to do is stop by Furniture Loft in Osage City or Emporia and register. You and a friend could be sitting in the front row to watch a Chiefs game. Only one win per person per season. No purchases necessary. Must be 18 to win. The next giveaway is for the Chiefs game on December 9th versus the Baltimore Ravens. We'll announce the winner on December 3rd during their Brad Howard early morning show.
You've spent countless hours and more money than you even realize establishing and running your business. When was the last time you evaluated how you're marketing your business? Other than your family and a few friends, how many potential customers or clients even know where you are or what you do? KOFO Marketing can help. Local radio advertising is still one of the most effective and affordable ways to share your message every day. Daily radio advertising builds image, trust, and value. Don't you want that for your business? Email sales@kofo.com or call 1220.
The KOFO Sports Guide keeps you in touch with your team, area high schools, or Ottawa University. Find your team's schedule in the KOFO Sports Guide, featuring football, volleyball, wrestling, and basketball, golf, soccer, tennis, baseball, softball, and track. Pick up your free KOFO Sports Guide at CS Cunningham Construction, State Farm Agent Ryan Disbro, Superstands Cleaning Service, Wise Guys Construction, and Pizza Time. You can also view the KOFO Sports Guide online at KOFO.com. Turkey hunters, grab your shotgun. The KOFO Turkey Shoot is underway. We play Turkey Shoot Monday through Friday mornings at 6:20, 7:20, 8:20, and 12:20 during your lunch hour for your chance to win a holiday turkey from Cosentino's Price Chopper. If you guess correctly how many times it takes our turkey hunter to bag the bird, you win. If not, you don't go away empty-handed. You still win a consolation prize from one of our many sponsors. Good luck, turkey hunters. Your family's counting on you. Play Turkey Shoot and win from Cosentino's Price Chopper and KOFO.
The bottom.
Braves win it here 43-10, and Casey, it's the most bizarre game that I think I have seen. Just, you knew it was going to be weird from the start. Things were just weird from the start. As the game went on, you could feel it begin to pick up a little bit in chippiness, and near the end of the game, it certainly did. As personal fouls were being handed out like we were at an Oprah talk show. The Friends coach refuses to shake hands with Kent Kessinger. And I think we knew that last touchdown that they were trying to get Dillard was going to be a sore spot. Yeah,
it seems like, because of the amount of big plays that happened in this game, lots of turnovers, a lot of emotional shifts going on. Down the stretch, Ottawa extended it out to a 2 or 3 score game, and I can understand the frustration from Friends, but it's a tough way for things to end. I know for Friends it's been a long season. That's their 8th loss on the year. For Ottawa, it's their 8th win. So you've got two different scenarios to end the season, 2 totally different spectrums of the KCAC standings. And in this case, the personal fouls down the stretch was just frustration from Friends. And then Ottawa, you're trying to get Darian Dillard the single season touchdowns record, which he got with 23, breaking Clarence Anderson's former record. But because of, might have been a situation where it just kind of worked out to where everything kind of boiled over at one point, and that was kind of the end point for Friends.
And we saw a player ejected. We saw, it's truly one of the more bizarre endings and one of the more bizarre games. Obviously, the one earlier this year with Bethany, and in some ways, I think that goes also back to some of the teams in the late early 2000s into the teens, where a lot of teams felt slighted and felt that Ottawa was running up the score against them at times. You think back to 2009, you think back to...
Well, and this is not 85-0. This isn't what was put on Friends by Kansas Wesleyan. This is a 30-point game that was a 2-score game most of the day. It was a close game for stretches. And for Ottawa, you have to think they're still trying to convince some Raiders to potentially move up in the top 25, and you're trying to make a move. And, you've got a senior who's coming back from a season-ending injury a year ago, trying to finish off his career with a big touchdown, and deserves to have the all-time record for most touchdowns in a season for Ottawa. And it just kind of all boiled over at that final point. But overall, Ottawa, who ended up with 6 turnovers, finds a way to get the victory 43-10. Ottawa had 23 first downs. Friends was 16. Braves were able to have 35 rushes for 180 yards, 306 yards passing. Connor Kagi led the way, 19 of 32, 192 yards in 3 touchdowns. Spencer Lewis was 7 of 13 for 2 touchdowns with 100 yards. And for me, Bob, Spencer Lewis was the individual that kind of got Ottawa going this afternoon after a very slow start.
I would certainly agree with that statement. He came in, got the first 2 touchdowns, and then helped give this team a spark. And in some ways, I would almost give him a player of the game award just for that. Because before then, the Braves really just did not look good at all in that first half. And you put up 3 points. This offense put up 3 points in the first quarter, Casey.
They did, and Friends' defense created turnovers. Ottawa had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, 2 really bad interceptions, which really forced Connor Kagi out of the game early on and forced the quarterback change. And Friends' defense was put in some tough situations defensively, and they found a way with, Ottawa had some short fields and was able to get inside the 30-yard line 3 times in the first quarter and only came away with 3 points. And that's why I think Friends felt like they still had a chance in this game. And unfortunately, the offense was not able to really figure things out until they were down 17-0.
And but you got, again, the effort today for Ottawa. They never gave in to the fact that things weren't going their way. They was going, again, as we mentioned, just 3 points in that first quarter, and it took all the way almost halfway through that second period to get a touchdown on the board. But this defense played very well, and also just you look what Darian Dillard did here today. That is just monstrous numbers: 19 receptions, 216 yards, 4 touchdowns, and you just can't knock a performance like that. You
can, and I know that's going to put him in the top 10 for receptions in a game. I want to say John Hilliger still has that one with 23. But to come away with 4 touchdowns again, had 4 touchdowns against Southwestern 2 weeks ago. But when a big play was needed for this team all season, Darian was the one who came up with that big play. And hopefully he gets a look for an All-American status. Unfortunately, he's not going to get the opportunity to continue to play some extra games. And when I look at the statistics nationally, Braves have played only 10 games where the majority of teams in the nation played 11. So that's hard to compare with what's going on with the rest of the nation. But he's been able to do some things in 10 games that most guys have done, in 11 or 12.
So you got to like the way the season had finished, 8-2, Casey. This team was picked to finish 5th, middle of the conference, and they're going to pick up a second-place finish and go at 8-2. I don't, no one saw that one coming this year. And I think this program goes. It's going to start well for our lead to a good start next year, because one of the things that Coach Curran White talked to me about is if you can get into the top 25 to start next year, if you start in the top 20, it's going to make it a lot easier to try to find a playoff berth if you have a good year.
Absolutely, and that goes back to our discussion with Wendell Smith, at halftime of homecoming, was what made things so great for that 09 team was the fact that you started off the season ranked in the top 25, and you can find your way inside the top 10, top 5 real easily if you start in the top 25. This, and most national polls had Ottawa somewhere in the 60 to 70 range out of 85 to 90 teams in the country, and having to force your way all the way up 50, 40 spots is really difficult. But the Braves managed to do it and get inside the top 25, and hopefully they finish the season in the top 20.
Let's get you some finals in the KCAC real quick. St. Mary is with about 38 seconds left, leads by 14, 34-20 in their game against McPherson. Let's see, Kansas Wesleyan and Southwestern is final, 34-20. Obviously, the final here, 43-10. Bethel comes back to beat Sterling, 38-34.
Wow. The Fighting Farm Instruments find a way to get it done today, Bob.
I believe that is their first victory of the year.
I believe that's actually their third. If you go and click,
is it third?
Yeah, I think that's number 3. But what a tumultuous finish for Sterling, who was picked to win the conference this year, and things have really snowballed on them.
And then Tabor 38-21 over Avila. So Avila's season kind of hits some speed bumps.
Yeah, that game last week really, I think, took the wind out of their sails, and it's unfortunate the way it ended. They get left out of the playoffs, and frustrating for the conference that in the KCAC is only going to end up with one in the 2018 version of the NAI playoffs.
I completely agree, and we talked about this on the coaches show that I think more than anything, you've got to get a 12th football team in here.
There's no doubt about that, or if you start allowing teams to go out and find an initial, another opponent to play 11 games to kind of boost your ranking. If you go out and beat a Baker, you go out and beat a Missouri Valley, the way Ottawa was able to do in 2012, when they were able to beat Missouri Valley when they were ranked second in the nation. That year, Ottawa lost 3 games and still made it into the NEIA playoffs because of that victory over number 2 Missouri Valley here at Braves Field, formerly People's Bank Field. But there's got to be some things that have to change if the KCAC wants to consistently put more than one team into the NEIA playoffs.
Completely agree. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up our coverage this year. And
you might have it pulled up, but just kind of run through the seniors real quick for Ottawa football, just to kind of give a shout out to those that have listened for 4 years, or even if it was just 1 or 2 years. But you can just go to OttawaBraves.com and scroll through them real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It's always nice to reference guys on this team that have, and you can scroll down and click on class.
Yeah, let's
and do it one more time. Actually, there you go.
So we want to first of all, Darian Dillard, Rodney Latham, Jarrell Taylor, Nick Rodriguez, Marcus Fenderson, Jared DeMott, Andrew Campbell, Michael Sanchez, Stephen Gordon. I apologize if I butcher your name. Jakeem Martin, Lance Zeno, Miles Rutledge, Kyle Klingensmith, Blake Almond, Kyler Cowart, Dylan Wheeler, Alexi Lopez, Uriah Bates Manley, Josiah Wilson, Jake Bate also listed there. Those are your seniors. It has been a joy to be able to broadcast these games, and it has been a joy to be able to broadcast, hopefully, to the families who are listening for Ottawa University. And it's been a good time, and we've been able to watch your young men grow up and right in front of our eyes. And more than anything, Casey, I think I'm real happy to see that this team rebound the way it did this year to send these seniors off.
Absolutely, and they had some ups and downs throughout the season. You start out 3-0, and you go up against the Kansas Wesleyan team that was just more prepared in that situation. That's a program that has been looking for a KCAC championship for a long time. They kind of lay the wood to you that week, but you come back and you roll through the majority of your schedule till you run into Avila. That game could have gone either way. Ottawa at one point had a 21-10 lead. Avila made some big plays late, but Ottawa consistently throughout the year was able to rebound when they had those low moments and came back and made big plays. And that Sterling game, I think, was just a culmination of a situation where you're playing a game in the mud. It's not a game where you have to win it pretty, but when the plays needed to be made, Ottawa made the plays all year when they needed it in close games. And it's great to see the program where it is now. Had 2 or 3 years where they were down, and now in a situation at 8-2 going into 2019 where you would expect them to be near the top 25, if not in it. And you just never know from there what could happen. But you have your starting quarterback coming back, plenty of weapons on both sides of the ball. Go out and find you a receiver from maybe the community college or a transfer that comes in, add some pieces on the offensive line, and you're back where you're at this year and can build off the momentum that you've created going into 2019.
Completely agree with that. We want to thank all of our sponsors who helped us bring Ottawa University Braves football to you. Katie Tooley and her fantastic job as the SID here at Ottawa University, Sports Information Director. I want to thank the university. I want to thank KOFO for allowing us to be on the air to try to entertain you over the past 11 weeks with this. So it's been a good year, and it's a good way to finish as the Braves pick up a 43-10 victory. And I want to say thanks to Casey Weeder, who is no joking, is the best color commentator football wise in the conference, if not in the NAIA, and how this kid has not found his way somewhere else to peddle his wares and to bring the knowledge that he knows. I will never understand.
I appreciate that, Bob, and hopefully we can get you out for some Braves and Lady Braves basketball, which starts up next Wednesday. Love to have you in some color commentary there as well.
I think we'll have to make that work, as it's although no one will miss my play-by-play for basketball.
You're the voice of Ottawa University, Bob.
Well, I'm old and tired. What are you talking about? So I definitely want to say thank you to Casey. I
appreciate that.
Who has done an incredible job, not only as the best kicker in Braves history, but also the best color commentator. And I thank you very much. And that's going to wrap it up for our season here at Braves football. The Braves basketball season will start up here this week. Casey Weeder will bring you the action. We'll have the Pizza Time Hoop Talk show Thursday night down at Pizza Time, as we'll talk with Coach Siebenthal and Coach Tate about this year's basketball season, as they'll have one conference game under their belt. And, that's going to wrap it up for Ottawa University Braves football.
And don't forget to follow Lady Braves volleyball, which will head to the NAI tournament, and you'll have Lady Braves soccer, which also qualified, which their opening weekend, I believe, is next weekend, and both of those will be on KOFO as well. And
don't forget tonight's championship match for volleyball on KOFO. Lucky Kid will have the call 6 o'clock. Rough start time, but I believe that is the time it'll be starting, and you'll hear it on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. So for Casey Weeder, I'm Bob Johnson. Thanks for listening to Ottawa University Braves football for the entire 2018 season here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
We hope you enjoyed this OU Braves football broadcast on KOFO. Brought to you by Sutton's Jewelry, Quality Structures Incorporated, Ransom Memorial Health, Modern Woodman Agent Dale Pearson, Ottawa University, and by Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, Superstand's Cleaning Service, Kramer Pharmacy, Kansas State Bank, Constantino's Price Chopper. OU Braves football on KOFO is also brought to you by the Ottawa Recreation Commission, Adamson Brothers, Dingle & Son Mortuary, Arvest Bank, CarStar, C.S. Cunningham Construction, and by Leon's, the Ottawa Herald, Bank Midwest, the City of Ottawa, and State Farm Agent Keith King. For more information about our next Brave Sports broadcast, log on to the KOFO Sports page at KOFO.com and listen on air for the KOFO Sports Calendar. This has been an exclusive presentation from your sports source for East Central Kansas, KOFO.
News, weather, sports, and the best country all day long. 1220 and 1